right, Keita Bussy, there's not a smarter move than this. Currently using a wheelchair on a moving walkway. This is the ultimate smart move. Yeah! That is her 6th shot ever with a 9mm, and Tom is doing such a great job.
Circle, trigger press, the whole world. Just that shot right in the middle of that circle. Look at that, you did it again. You're natural, see?
Lonnie, you're doing so good.
Oh, it is not the gun. It is not the gun.
It's you, Lonnie.
I guarantee you, that gun will shoot anything that is pointed at. All right? That is you. All right? Green.
Hey, Tom, have her do some follow through. She's bringing the gun down as soon as she's done shooting. Have her do some follow through and find it again when she's done shooting.
Remember how I'm saying green dot, circle? Just keep on green dot and circle. That's your whole world. All right?
And follow through. Find it again after you shoot.
Teachers. All right, green dot, circle. Green dot, circle.
Find it again.
Keep up on it. Keep up on it.
Lonnie,
Green dot in the circle.
have her holster the gun.
Stay together. All right. Even after you shoot, green dot in the circle. Stay together. Keep it up there. Keep it up there. Good.
There we go.
Now again, green dot, circle. Keep it on the green dot. Keep it on the circle.
Yes!
Do it again.
Yes!
Good. Green dot. Circle.
Yes!
Green dot.
Keep it up, keep it up.
Circle.
Yes! It's a father-daughter shoot-off in group shooting. My heart is so happy, I don't know if it can tank. Like I need a bigger heart. Maybe I'm growing one. I don't know. So the deal with Glocks is they have this giant wall of crunchy Austrian peanut butter. What's the right way to get through that, and how do they apply it?
They apply it by smearing the peanut butter.
They smear the peanut butter on the Glocks?
That's right. That's right. At the factory. It's tasty.
They need to use creamy peanut butter. Smyrna.
Crunchy.
They smear it right on. That you'll get used to hearing. He's going to help you interpret them. Okay? And the RO is not always going to be super polite and friendly.
Okay.
So I'm going to sound like an RO instead of your buddy. He's going to be your buddy. I'm going to be your RO. Okay? Shooter, load and make ready.
Go ahead and let me take that magazine. Let's go ahead.
And if you want to dry fire, if you guys want to dry fire first shots, if this is happening, you can certainly do that.
Hand up. And find the green dot. Don't put your thumbs over like that. Thumbs side by side.
Tell her what to do, please.
Thumbs side by side. There you go. Perfect. Find that dot. Put it in the circle. Look good? All right. Put that magazine in. Push pull. Your finger should be off the trigger. Good. That's it. All right. Now return the holster. Get your forehand. Good. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. Now, turn the have your hand right down here next to it. You're not going to touch the gun. There you go.
Put her hand where you want it, like physically near her arm to where you want the hand to be. It needs to be wrist below belt.
Okay. So you want wrist below belt, so just drop it down as little as you have to. Yep. There you go.
Okay. Guys, you need to watch this. This is her first ever draw from the holster. First one ever. Okay, now, ma'am, would you please have your upper body slightly forward? There you go. A little bit more athletic. Okay? First one ever. Are you ready? Stand by.
Go.
Excellent. That's so good.
Yay.
So good. All right. Nicely done. Hang on. Let's make it safe.
Yep.
Okay. Finger on the frame, please. There you go. Perfect. Now do whatever you got to do.
Now, do you see how it didn't?
Seven.
flow the
Hang
rest
on.
of the way? It's because your other.
247 for her first one ever.
Very nice. That's okay. All right. So now go ahead and drop magazine. Don't apologize to me. Don't apologize to me.
Are you ready?
Holster back up.
Find out.
Stand by. No. Now, see, are you ready? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Get your wrists in the right
Yes.
position.
Stand by.
All right. Listen to the beat. Do it.
All right. 138.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad.
Okay, show me.
Big thumbs mean this.
So we're looking for a
finger is
99?
higher. There you go. See?
What could you do sooner?
That's right. Exactly.
What could you do sooner? Here's some options. React to the
That's why
timer
we're gonna repeat
sooner. Hand the
Over and
gun
over.
sooner. Gun out of the hole sooner.
All of them.
Pick one.
Wrist below belt.
So he can't do them
Stand
all.
by.
He can't do them all. He can do one. Timer. Okay, here we go. So it's 138.
Sooner.
Stand by.
That was good. That was good. All right, go ahead.
137. All right. Now, so here's what I think is happening. He wants a 0. What you want to do? Is that what you want? A 0, don't you?
I'm not even.
So give me a safe shot. Are you ready?
So, you can
Stand
have-
by.
Okay.
24. What can you do sooner?
Stand by.
I get it out.
Put that hand movement back.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
So,
Okay, you're at 20. What can you do sooner?
I have my thumb. Actually, I have my thumb off.
Could you fire sooner and have it
But
still
I
be
thought
safe?
these were easy. So,
I don't know. Let's see.
this may or may not
Well,
work, but
I'd like that to be a yes.
I
Okay.
bring
Stand
my
by.
thumb up and I use that thumb to get kind of
Okay, 115. You can for sure react to the timer sooner.
and that means I can
So,
actually get my
so you hear how like it's really nice and naturey, and that it's kind of
my
jarring.
hand just glides right up.
I don't even hear nature.
Okay, so listen for the beginning of the start time. He's at 115. Stand by.
One holster up. Let's just
112. Almost there.
There you go.
You need to trade your 45 in on that clock.
Shoot
34 there.
sooner. Stand by. 110. We're almost there. Stand by.
Are you ready?
Oh, 103. I need 400. Where can I get 400s?
Yep. Good.
These 2 rounds.
Show, okay, show me. Stand by.
You got it. That was perfect.
Is that good enough?
Good enough.
Should I tell him how close he is?
Yeah.
You're
If
so
this hand
close.
moving
I need one
faster
more.
is
Like
at the
you
beat,
couldn't be
you're coming
closer.
up. Think about both
Are
of
you
these
ready?
hands. Move both of these hands up.
Stand by.
This one's going to grab onto the gun. It's going to pull it out. This one just comes up to meet it.
0.96.
Yep.
And it went off to the right.
Doesn't matter. So this is the problem, guys. This is what people do.
That's right.
He's under a second, but he wants to bitch about the shot. Does that make sense? Don't bitch about the shot. Now, if it's just me and him, I'm gonna have him do that 10 times. And now he knows what it feels like.
And now go to the
Then I'm gonna say shoot me a 0.
Your hands should be
And the
coming
result will be
together
less
back
than
here.
130.
Otherwise, this hand's going to be chasing this.
See why we can't bitch about the shot? Now you're up. Now you're gonna okay, 145. Show me that in slow motion because there's a lot of unnecessary travel going on. There you go. That's better. Perfect. So the most efficient way to do this is from here to here in kind of a straight line. The first time it had a bunch of detours and zigzags. I want to see a straight line between holster and firing position. Yep. Are you ready?
Ready?
Stand by. 121. Okay, so put your hand on your gun. You feel where your shoulder is? Can you keep your shoulder close to that position as you take your hand off? Uh-huh. Yep. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. 111. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I know it's been very arduous. 111. What can you do sooner?
I think I can react quicker.
Okay. Trigger or timer?
I don't know what the difference is.
Well, so the start tone is 3/10.
Okay.
He was letting it expire, so he's 3/10 behind. If you can start at the beginning of the tone,
Okay.
there's free time there.
All right, timer.
Stand by. Okay. So that's what happens when you think about going faster. He was thinking about going faster. Conscious mind wakes up and has to re-engineer the draw. I want you to do the normal draw, just start it sooner. Okay? Stand by.
That was quick.
Should we tell him how close he is? So you wanted to be under a second, right?
Yes.
Should we tell him how close he is and make him do it again? Tell him.
One more time.
Well, you
Take success.
if you're going to do it again, you have to pick a number. What's the definition of success?
9-5.
You think so? Because you have to do it. You have to stay here until you do it. If you say it out loud, you have to do it.
9-8.
9-8. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by.
We're going to get it going until you.
Wow.
Are you ready?
What can you do? You tried to go faster. I want you to do it sooner. Okay?
Yes.
What do you need to do? Start sooner. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. You're still trying to go faster. You just did it 99, so we know you can do it. So here's what happens. If he tries to go faster, he doesn't know how. So his conscious mind is trying to figure shit out on the clock. If you just start sooner, you know how to do that.
What I'm doing is I'm listening for that tone.
Okay. I know, but you're attempting to go faster.
Yeah.
So guys, here's what happens. Check this out. Okay. Your conscious mind figures shit out. And then it trains the subconscious how to do it. But then this moves on to something else. This moves on to the judge report or beer or diet. He's not interested in draws anymore. This guy knows how to do it. And if you think about the draw, this guy has to figure it out. But this guy knows how to do it. That makes sense? Okay? Thank you so much. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Bam. Okay, I need 200ths of a second. You're almost there. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Oh! You're going to take the win or go? You have to do a 98. Look where you're at. I need 100th of a second. I get accused of using rig timers because people meet their goals so often, they think that I'm doing things. Are you ready? What's a 98 going to feel like? Yeah, it's going to feel a little bit more aggressive, isn't it? Yeah. Stand by.
Ready.
It's okay. Listen for the start tone. So the timer goes beep, right?
Right.
Go on the buh, not the E. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Almost there. Tuck that shirt a little bit for me. Remember to set your shoulder. Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Okay, fire sooner. You're aiming too much at the end. Just give me a safe shot. Okay? Stand by. Almost. Stand by. Are you ready?
There.
Re-
That one felt like it.
I know, you 200s. You were so close. If you hear anything that sounds like a timer, grab that gun. Stand by. 101. React sooner. Stand by. Now you're aiming too much. I just need a safe shot. Stand by. All I need is a loud noise that's safe in 98. That's all I need. Okay? Stand by. 104. You're aiming too much. I just need a safe shot. Stand by.
I didn't have a grip
I
on the
know.
gun.
It's fine. See, but unfortunately, you said 98.
I did.
So I have to. You have to do it, right? Stand by. Just shoot me a safe shot. Pull the trigger a little bit sooner. Okay. As soon as both hands on the gun, fire. Okay. Stand by. You know how close he is? You're really close.
But you know what you just said. As soon as both hands are on the gun,
Shoot it.
pull it.
Now, if you do that 100 times and then go to shooting a zero,
Yeah.
your zero is like a 1 in 1 day. But
That when that shot was done, dead center. Don't worry about it.
so do you understand now that accuracy is not dependent on speed and speed is not dependent on accuracy?
Yeah.
Your job is to put the dot in the middle of the target. Okay. What's the goal? You think you can beat a 90?
I think so.
Okay.
Just a safe shot.
Well, depends on the goal. So we can start with a zero to get a baseline for that if you want to, or we can go straight to a personal best. It's up to you. Okay.
So just safe shot.
Yeah.
Raw speed.
Are you ready? Stand by. 93. You're almost as fast as Matt. let me get over here so I can see what's going on. Now, if you are trying to shoot a zero, it won't be a personal best. You're going to have to be content with a safe shot.
I'm just going safe shot. Raw speed.
Now, it could be a zero. Stand by. Okay. This is all reaction time here at 97. Listen for the very start of the timer if you can. Stand by. So much better. Now we have a delay here. There's something that's pausing when both hands join the gun. Stand by. Now, if you can, it's cool to do this. Can you do it like that? More of a karate chop? Yeah, because then it can take the gun. Stand by. 93. I think 89 is the goal, right? 89?
Yes.
Okay. Stand by. Oh, 84. Is there more?
I'll stop there.
Okay, that's so smart.
For everybody's
That's
time.
so smart. Hey,
I know
you
you
guys,
can
I don't want to cut into. It's fine.
No,
You're
no,
fine.
no. I want no.
you're fine.
I want to see it.
We owe you 5 minutes for pissing you off. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it
Time starts
79.
now.
It's all about reaction time. Stand by. It's okay. So all you need to do, your normal draw's fast. Just start it sooner. Okay. Stand by. 87. It's just a safe shot, remember. As soon as both hands are on the gun, pull the trigger. Stand by. It's okay. It's okay. Stand by. 82. I need 300s. Do me a favor. Yawn. Doesn't that feel good? Here we go. Stand by. 0.82. I need 300ths of a second. As soon as that left hand touches the gun, pull the trigger. Stand by. 0.77. You did it, my man. Now, the fake yawn is for physical symptoms of stress. The fake yawn. So when I shoot still challenge, I do a fake yawn before every strength. And I just go.
It's 17 or 47.
So where do you
17. Gen
you-
5, Gen 3.
when you draw? I draw from here,
Okay.
and then I'm here,
Okay.
and then it's
Right there. Aiming at the target. Now, holster it in slow motion. That's the most efficient path. There you go.
What was he saying about the hand?
So he was bringing his hand to here,
Yeah.
which this can't accept the gun. Okay? That can accept the gun. And I know we can't change this shortly, but we can modify it to a karate chop, which means it can accept the gun.
Yeah, I was doing that as an index.
I know.
So
Yeah.
go from here.
So cops do it so they don't shoot themselves in the hand. That's where that comes from. Like when people are training cops, they make them do this so they don't shoot their left hand.
no kidding.
That's where that came from. Yeah.
All
and
the
it's-
time
it's-
on the SWAT team, we never did that. But that
Well,
that makes
A
sense.
SWAT cop shouldn't have to worry about shooting himself in the hand,
No.
but a new recruit does.
So go from here to here.
Well, maybe we'll take a look. Okay. Easy there. Wrist below belt. Wrist below belt. Wrist below
this
belt.
thing's a lot lighter than 1911's.
Stand by. Damn, dude.
This thing's
Okay, finger up the
43
trigger.
ounces
Yeah.
with an empty mag and a gun.
98. 98.
I'll quit.
He wanted a 120. Got a 98.
Look at
All right,
that.
Sean,
Good
let's
place to
go.
stop.
Okay, return to the holster. Free practice.
Single action division. What's your division?
Stand by. For me, it's a very
Write down the fake yawn because you're prone to anxiety under pressure, and the fake yawn will combat that. Okay. Are you ready? Stand by. Okay, you're aiming too much. We just need a safe shot. Oh, by the way, you're at one flat. Just so you know.
Free practice. One flat.
Is there a 99? Nice.
That's good. Strong grip right out of the holster. Also holding the gun there.
Are you ready? Stand by. 98. Doesn't have to be a 0. What's the number that you like? So Deshaun wants everything all at the same time. He's trying to shoot a 0 in under a second, and he is, but it's holding him back from his pure speed. What would a safe shot be? Like 80 something? Yeah. Okay. So we want a 79 safe shot? Is that what we want?
79 safe shot.
Okay. Are you ready? Stand by. 91.
Free practice.
Isn't it amazing that he's at a 91 and he wants more? It's so cool.
Ready?
Stand by. Okay, 97. Reaction time will be good for a 10th of a second. Go at the beginning of the timer. Stand by. There you go. Okay, you're at 93. Remember, you're spending 10 seconds aiming, and all you need is a safe shot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. See, so what he's doing is he's trying to do a 79-0, and that's why it's not happening. He's aiming because he doesn't want it to be not a 0. But if he can't do a 79, then a 79-0 is too much, right? So just give me a safe shot in under 80. Stand by. There we go. Oh, 77. See how easy that was?
Nice.
If we define success as a safe shot, it's easy, which is the same thing you did. And you might get a 0, but if you make that your goal, now you have 2 goals. You don't know what to do. Okay? So what's the goal now? You're at 77, safe shot. What's the goal?
74.
Safe shot?
Safe shot.
Okay. Stand by. 81. Remember, there is no aiming on a safe shot. As soon as the left hand hits the gun, I want you to pull the trigger. Stand by. 86. So now I just need a reaction time. Is all I need. If somebody farts, I want you to grab that gun. Stand by. 81. What's the goal?
Safe shot.
Fire sooner. But 75 or 74, what did you say? 74. 74, okay. Stand by. 58 with some timer jump.
Wow.
Do it still good, just like that.
How about hard to beat?
Maybe. Do it again. 58 with a little bit of timer creep. Stand by.
Are you ready?
Ooh, 80 flat. We're almost there. Sophie, you can pause filming. And, oh, you might want to see a 74 though. Stand by. So, this is why I get accused of using rig timers. Remember I told you that? What was your goal?
74.
This is why I get accused of using rig timers. He did a 74.
Nice work.
People literally think that I can do that.
Can we get a picture?
Of course. Now we're going to see where she's at after some helpful dry fire. So Tom Byram has been her dry fire guy for the last 30 minutes.
There you go. That's it.
So let's see what the new dry fire champion can do for the original dry fire champion. Are you ready? Stand by. Okay, let's try that one more time.
Turn the halter. Free practice.
If she's ready to listen for the start of the tone, that would be very helpful. Are you ready? Stand by. Awesome, 258. We're almost there. And explain to her that.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and return the holster. Free practice.
Please explain. All we need is a safe shot.
Is your thumb okay? Okay.
Just do a safe shot.
Well, the shot hits the berm, so that's the speed. That's the better. Here's the safe shot. Get your grip. Tighten it up.
Are you ready? Stand by. We're getting close.
All right. Return the holster. About all those great runs we did.
Can you do this? Timer goes off. I grab the gun. As soon as I have a safe grip, as soon as it's safe, I'm not worried about anything. Just visualize, because you'll get it right every time. So I'm going to hear the beep. My hand's going to touch the gun. That's going to feel great. As soon as I have a safe grip, I'm going to pull the trigger. That's going to be cool, isn't it? Okay. You ready to do it? Okay. Are you ready? Slightly forward. Are you ready? Stand by. Beautiful. And go ahead and holster. Now, you are being incredibly safe. Does it have to be slow? Could it be safe without being slow? Show me that. Are you ready? Stand by.
It's pretty good speed you got coming out of the hose.
244. We did it. From 246 to 244.
There you go.
Great.
And what is really amazing is she learned to be safe without being slow. Shooters do the same thing. IDPA shooters specifically think shooting zeros means going slow. It doesn't. It just means shooting zeros. But if we assume zeros have to be slow, we're going to be slow. And then we're going to do something really dumb. We're going to go fast and shoot ones. That's dumb. What you really need to do is shoot zeros. Okay? All right. Very nicely done. Okay. All they had to do was a mag dump, and they didn't want to do a mag dump. So they're literally stabbing the, look at this. All they had to do was a mag dump, and they didn't want to. So now they're going to go all Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
You gotta get up.
Yeah, now he's working. Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. That's
Close quarters.
we just needed holes in the targets, and this is what we got. It's fine.
Really?
No big deal. Oh, yeah, now you can do it. Oh, yeah. Woo, all right. Yeah, and especially because do most of you dry fire more than you live fire?
Yes.
Okay, if you're gonna dry fire more than you live fire, then shot calling is pretty much the only reason you need to go to the range. Because everybody wants to know what is the difference between dry fire and live fire. Well, the only difference between live fire and dry fire is the second shot on a paper target. Everything else can be done in dry fire. And what is shooters' usual problem with accuracy? Is it not the second shot on a paper target, typically speaking? Right? That's because we're trying to fire 2 shots on one sight picture. We're trying to predictive shoot. We're doing everything in the world we can think of except an acceptable sight picture. Like, we won't do that. We won't just see the dot again, but we'll do everything else we can think of. We'll work on grip. We'll buy recoil springs. We'll use different ammo. But the thing we won't do is wait for a second sight picture. Isn't that weird? And here's the other weird thing. If you drop your split from a 25 to an 18, how much time have you saved? 700ths of a second?
Yeah.
And you're risking Charlie Delta Mike to save 700ths of a second? It's kind of dumb when you say it out loud, isn't it? It's kind of weird. Like, who has their calculator handy? You do, right? Okay.
Nope, it's in the car.
Okay, does anybody have their phone on them? Oh, you do, but you're using yours. Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Okay, grab your calculator. What do you think your average hit factor is? 0? Ballpark.
Average hit.
Yeah. When you go to USPSA matches, what do you think your average is?
6.5.
5. I honestly don't know.
Okay. What do you think yours is?
6.5.
6.5?
Yeah.
Okay. And a delta's how many points down?
Down 4.
Down 4. So take 4 divided by 6.5. A delta's 4 points down.
Yep.
USPSA. What is it?
0.615.
He's got 0.65 seconds, so 0.6 of a second to prevent or correct a delta. Is it ever going to take you 0.6 of a second to prevent a delta?
No.
Never. That's how much time you've got. So a guy who saves 700ths but shoots a delta, he had 0.65 to shoot an alpha, and he didn't do it to save 700ths of a second. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I need somebody to volunteer to inspect and paste the back of these targets. Okay.
Oh no, they're clean on the back.
I know, but we're going to shoot them. So I need one person to and you guys can take turns, but somebody's going to have to walk behind all of these, read out the hits, and then paste them. It needs to be done very efficiently. Okay. So you'll be on the right. Why don't you go on the far right? Okay. Everybody, grab your gun and line up. Thank you so much. Stand by.
I think 2.
by. Range is clear.
I guess that makes 4 stinkers.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, probably.
Make ready.
He doesn't care.
Right, I don't care. We could have shot 4 runs in that amount of time. Are you ready? Stand by. So, shooters are accustomed to firing 2 shots and crossing their fingers. Okay? The first step is knowing you fired a bad shot. The second one is making it up. Most people stay in that 2 shot, for example. 2 shots across your fingers is where he was. That's those guys. 2 shots across your fingers. You're smarter than that. You're going to evaluate your shots in real time, and if you see a stinker, you're going to shoot again. And there's no emotion in that. It isn't, oh crap, I got to make it up. It's just a thing that you do.
Something you just they can be not do that.
I know. And that's why I'm going to make you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What? He's doing great.
He's doing great.
Why are you not doing great?
Doing good.
Okay, good. Are you ready? Stand by. All right. Range is clear.
Right over here for these 3.
They are. They're happy. Body shots, transitions.
Hey, you can build the backs, Mrs. Byram. Show him pace in the back. So the target just shot up in the front. That's why he's paced in the back.
Oh, okay.
Anybody can trim his neck hair.
Facing the back.
Right. Wait a second. This isn't my gun.
No.
You haven't. That's good because that's why I did that. Typically, we'll see what we call drag-offs, and typically we'll see if you transition to the right, the second shot will be to the right a lot, and then the next shot will be early over there because they're following the dot around.
They've all been. They both was
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Awesome. Is it time to pick up the pace? See what you get away with?
Probably.
Let's do that.
Certainly in his case.
Yeah, for you for sure. Go ahead and trade targets, please. So you guys. Somebody shoot. We could have done 4 runs. Are you ready? Oh, he was getting ready to shoot because I said shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. Stand by. Any stinkers?
I think I left one on that target.
Okay. Muzzle up, muzzle up, muzzle up.
Sting me.
No.
I'm gonna tell you about my
Stay away from me.
Uh-huh.
We do love
If I say something once, it's important. If I say it twice, it's critical. If I say it 3 times, I'm worried that you're not getting it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And depending on your mood and your temperament and how the exchanges are going, I might not say it a 4th time. So if you hear me say something for the 3rd time, that means, oh, he's worried that I'm not understanding this. Right? And that's why I use simple, blunt language. I try to convey the idea with as few words as possible so we can seize the idea without having to do a bunch of Deshawning, right? Deshawn likes to take my brilliance and turn it into corporate buzzwords. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know plyometric logistics of grip. I don't know that. Grip the gun harder. You know what I mean? I try to use words people know. All right, who's the shooter? Range is clear. Show them your show these 2 guys. Show them everything. Okay, I need you to do that.
Okay.
Learn it.
The bunny hop?
Guys, the range is clear. Go. Go. Just do it. No, I want right foot.
Oh,
do
crossover.
that.
Okay.
Do that. So Sean, you'll be next. There you go. And it doesn't need to be a crossover. She might because her legs are shorter. Make sure you video this. Are you videoing this?
So this is Akita. Look, Kita, he's stealing your ideas.
No, this is actually mine. So, like that.
Yeah.
They're going to meet in the middle with some spring. So it's going to look like this.
With a spring in your step.
Like that. Okay? Your right foot. Meet them in the middle. There you go, like that. Like that. You go. Just like that.
So, like steering. You're not crossing your hands over while you're steering.
That's
You're
it.
shuffle
That's perfect.
steering.
Do it again. That's it. That's perfect. Do it again. That's it. Now, don't do that for distances greater than 6 feet. That's when you're going to hurt your knees. It won't. It would. Outer limits is too far. Okay.
Oh, you need a break.
Why are you videoing this with someone else's camera?
Should say it again.
What?
Say it again.
Again?
Yes.
I'm afraid you're not getting it. I'll say it a third time. These are a few of my favorite things. Ah.
But I'm not gonna make you do it a fourth time.
Okay. Good. All right.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Stand by. Get clear and hammer down the flag.
Where's Matt?
Right here.
You're a new shooter. You're up against a 938. How do you think you did?
Slower.
You think so?
I think I did 11.
11? He thinks he did 11. Guys, come here. This is so awesome. So Matt's up against the 938. He thinks he shot it in 11 seconds. That's because you can't measure time when you're shooting at the speed of sight. Do you have all eight shots on the timer? I do. Okay. You're really close to 11 seconds. You're really close to 938. Okay, should we tell him how close he is? Should we tell him?
Oh, absolutely.
You shot it in 7:28. You were 2 seconds faster, and you thought you were 3 seconds slower.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
This is why we don't consciously control our speed in competition, because we just don't know. Our brain can't measure time when it's doing something else. Women know this way better than men. The man can't measure time when he's engaged in the activity. He doesn't know how long it's taking. It doesn't matter. His job is to do it right, not to do it in a certain amount of time. Your job is to do it right, not in a certain amount of time. Isn't that right, ma'am? Is that what she said? She's standing right here. Is that what she said? That's what she said. You can't see her because she's filming. All right, next two pistol shooters. So, what do you think? Are you going to be a little quicker, Larry?
Probably not.
I don't know. Richard got
Going
that
up
Glock
against Richard.
34, so I don't know.
Going up against Richard, probably not.
Oh, get up there.
Quit talking and start shooting.
No, you're fine. Bigger. 5.
Stand by. Are you ready? Hang on. Are you done? Are you ready?
I think so.
Stand by.
Range is clear.
Okay, come show me the times, please, or the time. Excellent. Oops. Did you tell the sights were pointed wide?
Down there?
Yeah. Did the sight pictures look good?
They didn't feel good.
So, in which direction did the threes go?
They went to the left and they were stacked vertically.
So
That far apart.
that's trigger. Okay. It's block trigger. Were they pretty close threes, or were they what?
That far apart.
No, but I mean, relating to the one zone. Were they,
In the middle. In the middle of 3. About that far out of the 1.
do you think it was side or trigger?
Both in this case.
So principally, it kind of needs to be one or the other.
You know.
Meaning, was the sight picture good?
I I thought it was not bad. I thought it was a little bit to the left. I didn't think it was that far.
Okay.
And clear.
I leave this here.
Come here. How'd it feel to shoot your first stage? Was that fun?
I know I'm just terrible on holding.
No. Was it fun?
I love it.
Was it fun?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Will you
love
do it again?
And I love you.
Okay. Would you do it one more time for me and put the dot in the middle of each target before you shoot?
Okay. I'll do it.
Okay. You're not quite ready for a single digit run, but I'm so glad that was fun. And it was safe. It was cool. Right?
And they didn't laugh at me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Like you actually did you fire 8 shots? You have
I got all 8.
Those guys love ladies with the
fastest
wedge.
pistol. Guys, she literally had the fastest pistol time of anybody. So it was 9:38, 7:28, and you did it in 6:30, which means you're ready for the second half of the class. Let's do it again, and this time let's put the dot in the middle of each target before we shoot. Okay?
All right.
Did you get your first
Load
one?
up. The magazine in. Push, pull to rack it. Good. All right. Go ahead and return to the holster. Put your hand where it's supposed to be. Thank you. Excellent. All right. And your wrist below the belt. Awesome. All right. Now, see the green dot. See the dot. Put it on the brown. And then gently squeeze the trigger. Are you ready? Stand by. Thumb, 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 thumb. If you're finished on load show clear, that means put the magazine release.
That's
And
so
rack
awesome.
it. Great, and hammer down.
I mean, if this day gets any better, I'm gonna have to win the lottery. Maybe I did win the lottery because I'm still alive and I'm living a godly life. I did win the lottery. This is so much better than money. Okay, do you think we're gonna have a hit on? Do you think every single one of those rounds hit a target?
Yes.
Let's go check it out.
If I clear it all the way up to the bottom, it'd be 2,500 feet.
Are you facing now?
I got it.
All right, I got 2 hits.
Yeah!
I got 2 hits.
Yeah!
I have 1 hit.
Okay!
And I have 2 hits.
Yeah! 7 out of 8! Yeah! 7 out of 8 on her first full stage. You did it! You did it! Come here and hug me, you beautiful girl. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You did it. You did it.
I love it.
What was her time? Oh, you don't know.
I gave it to you.
Oh, shoot.
1383.
1384.
Star of the show.
Whoa!
You really are.
That's so great.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh,
Oh,
You've done so
I
well.
love it.
She gets the gold star
Oh.
student of the class.
I don't know about that.
yes.
Oh,
you did.
yeah.
Okay. Stop right there.
All right, I'm not supposed to
Oh,
do that.
no.
That
Okay.
was
So
my
you have
lesson number 1.
you have to learn this.
Yes.
Okay. Do you respect him?
Yes, I do.
He just gave you a nice compliment.
He did.
Don't disrespect his opinion of you by disrespecting his thing.
That's right.
Say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just believe me, it was
So great.
my pleasure,
All right.
180,000%.
Deshaun is the shooter. I need Larry. Larry will be the other shooter. Now, on your first run, you did something that's extremely common. You tried to go fast without seeing the dot. And what's funny is everybody here does that occasionally. Like every shooter here will occasionally do what you did, try to go fast and not see their dot. Right? And it took you a little bit longer to see your dot. Now, dry fire, you know about dry fire? Dry fire makes that faster. Okay? All right, Tom, can we send to the dot?
Are you ready? Stand by.
Okay, did you guys notice how his cadence slowed down a little bit as targets got further away?
Range is clear.
Right? That means he's letting the dot return. It returns quicker on the close targets than it does on the far targets. So good. I have to ask him if he got all 8 shots. That's how good that was.
Thanks. Are you ready? Stand by.
No looking. No looking. He might not get to keep it.
All right.
Don't look. Okay. Please try to conceal it from everybody. Nice. Very nice.
All right. Range is clear. Let's score them up.
Geezers are going to be clean.
All right. Range is clear.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, nicely done. Now, Deshaun, if you want to beat a 431, the only thing you can do is things sooner. Right? Is there anything you can do sooner on short notice? React to the timer could be big. Now, okay, you're going to have to get to a process. If you go for the cake, it ain't going to work. So refine your process. The objective within your control is to get the dot in the middle as soon as you can, and as soon as it gets back there, shoot it again. Okay? Let's go. Knowing or nowing, not nexting. You gotta do what's. Is it gonna be clean?
It's clear. Hammer down. Range is clear. Huh?
No. Oh, is it gonna be clean, Deshaun?
It's gonna be clean.
All right.
Good. 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 You want us to take? Good.
That's it. He's okay.
Good.
Forgot we didn't. So what we're doing is we're on IDPA targets,
Good.
and their score is their raw time as
Good.
long as they
Nice
don't leave a 3 or a mic. In USPSA, we allow only alphas and charlies. Here, we're going to allow 1s and 0s because I don't want them in bullseye mode. And obviously, we're pasting the back of the target so they can't see their bullet holes. And we shoot for raw time. And Deshaun just went from 530 to 479 because he stopped over confirming. He was wanting the dot to be perfectly motionless for each shot, and you just learned to shoot with a little bit more paintbrush and a little less scalpel, and you shot a 479 down from 530.
Nice.
So good, bro.
Nice.
Now, would this be a good time for you to write something down so you remember what you did and how you did it? Ooh, tell the camera what you did and how you did it, and that way I can remind you. What did you do different?
Think about nothing but my process.
Ooh,
Refining the process.
That's great. You're becoming a chocolate lab. Let it be simple.
Absolutely.
A little bit more bass in your voice.
Like what is it? What is Chef on South Park?
I don't know South Park
You
that
ain't
well.
never seen South Park?
I have, but it's too squeaky and I can't read their lips.
Oh,
That's why I can't watch South
Chef
Park.
was played by Isaac Hayes.
Oh, Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
What song was that?
South Park. It's for young people. They don't play it.
It was a cartoon. It's a cartoon.
Before you run, okay? Go ahead and load your gun, please. And I want you to aim at the head of the farthest target. Would you please take a step back here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. All right. You're aimed at the head, right?
Yes.
Shoot it. Can you see the dot lift off the head?
Yes.
Okay, do it again. Can you see the instant the dot begins to rise? This is so big.
Yes.
All right, now shoot me an intentional miss off to one side. What's the difference?
There is none.
There is. What is it?
Other than where it's lifting from.
Right.
It's the same behavior.
I understand that. But where is it lifting from?
The dirt, the berm.
Is there a head behind it when it lifts?
No.
So it has to be a miss.
Right.
Right. Right. And steel is exactly the same. Okay? If he sees the dot lift and there's not a head behind it, is that going to be a miss?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Is there any God that's going to give him a hit if the dot lifts and there's no head behind it? Right. So that means, Larry, if you don't see it lift from the head, assume it's a bad shot and shoot again. See, the problem is people see something weird and then they cross their fingers. And I don't know who you can pray to hit a steel target if the dot doesn't lift off of it. But guys, this will revolutionize your steel shooting. When you learn to see the dot lift off the steel, no need to listen for it, no need to watch it fall down. So these headshots are simulated steel. Let's see if he can do it.
Sorry, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, or whatever order. Doesn't matter.
Oh, you can go 2 and 1 on each target if you want to.
2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, or
If you want to.
however you want to do it. Just end up with 2 in the body, 1 in the head at the end.
Using a headshot for steel will revolutionize your shot calling because there's nothing to hear, nothing to fall down. So headshots of steel.
Stand by.
Is everything going to be good, Larry? You didn't shoot a makeup, so you must think so.
A little apprehensive about this close target. Maybe drop some in the lower C.
Well, you're allowed a low C. You're just not allowed a 3. Go let's have a shooter over here. Actually, he's got to go, so let's go ahead and score him. If you play that back, was it weird?
I thought it was a good. I called a good shot, but there's a mic. I don't see it.
It's okay. So, was the dot in the middle when you decided to shoot?
Yes.
Then it's triggered. So you may have. Remember earlier I talked about misses in the direction of the transition.
Yes.
Which way did you shoot the heads? Did you shoot them this way?
I was going left to
Right to left. So maybe you might have gone on trigger pull, and you might have steered the shot to the left as you were pressing the trigger. It's very common. We'll work on that tomorrow. Nicely done, man. Have a safe drive home.
All right, thank you.
Good job for trying, man. Yeah. That was actually pretty fun.
Are you ready? Stand by.
The dot was doing something weird. And so he knows he can't look for a bullet hole, but that was a really fast makeup. Thank you so much.
Downrange.
Which direction did it go?
Off to the left.
So something went left.
Yeah.
Did you kind of forget which target it was on?
This one's clean.
It was on that one.
Oh, the close one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is he clean?
Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Did we get it? We got a video of her run, didn't we?
I just love it.
I'll make sure you get a copy of the video. Oh, you're going to be on YouTube.
Oh, oh, great.
No. Oh, great.
Great.
Yeah. Is he clean?
Not paying attention.
Good.
That was nice.
Woo! Look at this guy go. For the guy that called me a dick this morning, we're getting along great. Holy moly, is it going to be clean? And I was being a dick, so you were right. It's cool. Seeing the dot lift. What else can you think about?
Transitioning faster.
Nothing. You can't think about anything. You don't remember your draw, do you?
I don't.
No, you don't. You can't think about anything.
I'm just thinking about, I need the dot to show up in that spot.
Right! Don't you shoot your best when you're not thinking? Welcome to not thinking. That's how to do it. So beautiful. That was some awesome shooting, bro. There was no fear there. You were like, I see my dot lift. And there's no speed in that either, right? You can shoot as fast as you can see it lift. Yeah. And then the dry fire you're going to do is going to make all that other stuff happen faster. That's the J. Beal, Joey Sauerland model. Learn to call your shots, use dry fire to get scary fast, and do mental management. That's all you got to do.
I'll do management tomorrow.
Yes!
I'll see you guys.
Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Have a safe drive. Pressure can ever do is amplify what you are thinking and feeling. This is why you love it at work and you hate it in shooting. The only thing pressure can do, I hope I don't tank the classifier. Pressure amplifies that idea. I'm going to put the dot in the middle of the target. Now, all this pressure I'm feeling amplifies my ability to put the dot in the middle of the target. Does that make sense, Matt? Because I give myself a job I know I can do. Think about landing. I got to beat a guy I've never beat and win the Olympics. I don't know how to do that. Pressure makes it worse. All I got to do is run my mental program. Pressure amplifies that idea. That's why Joey Sauerland loves pressure, because it amplifies his ability to get a subconscious stage plan and call every shot. He's great at that. He doesn't know how to beat Eric Raffel, but he does know how to get a subconscious stage plan and call every shot. See the difference? He can't make a cake, but he can follow a recipe. Man, I love this stuff. So anytime you're feeling pressure, examine what is being amplified. For example, when Larry called me out on my behavior, okay, what's being amplified? Oh, my efficiency is being amplified, and he's misunderstanding that. So I moderated what was being amplified. I changed. I amplified helpfulness and kindness instead of efficiency, because pressure was amplifying efficiency. And I was very efficient, but it pissed him off. So instead, I amplified helpfulness and kindness, and it got better. I changed what I was thinking about. then I realized, oh, if he doesn't want to do 12 drills instead of 9, okay. I want to do 12 drills. If he wants to do 9, okay, that's fine. Okay. Pressure will amplify anxiety and tension, if that's what you're thinking about. When I was on the Super Squad as a Grandmaster, I was only afraid of one thing: moving targets I hadn't shot before. And when I saw a moving target I hadn't shot before, I looked like that. Because I'm real big on preparation. Like, I'm a preparation guy. But I can't practice on moving targets I've never seen before. You know what I mean? You see the dichotomy there? Like, I can't do the thing, but I did the thing. I learned how to shoot swingers, and then I turned every moving target into a swinger. So now my imprint is I'm good at shooting swingers. This is just another swinger. See what I did? I controlled it to the best of my ability. Oh, and I did a crazy thing. I built a dry fire swinger. Like, I did that. I can't shoot swingers. What should I do? Remember, self-image loves a comfortable problem. Loves a comfortable problem. When you were fat, you were comfortable. Right? It's a comfortable problem. I'm a fat guy.
I'm still fat.
You're not.
I'm just messing with you.
You're not. You're doing great. You're on the right track. When I was fat, I loved it because I can do whatever I want. I can have nachos. Being fat is great. You can do whatever you want. Self-image loves that. The solution is uncomfortable. The problem's very comfortable. The solution is uncomfortable. Self-image wants you comfortable. Self-image is patting you on the butt going, you can be fat. It's cool. Eat nachos. No big deal. The solution is, self-image loves to smoke. Oh, you can smoke 10 cigarettes a day. You'll be fine. Oh, no, you can't. Now it's 0. Okay? All right. If pressure is causing physical symptoms, the fake yawn is magical. When you watch my Steel Challenge video, you will see me yawning before every string. Just try it. Doesn't that feel good? I wish LB was here. Extra oxygen, I assume, is good for the body. Maybe we breathe deeper. Maybe we get more oxygen. I don't know. It's magical. Okay? And Sophie, if you'll stop and start that periodically, that would be awesome. Because I want a lot of... Okay. When we start feeling pressure, what tends to happen to our level of effort?
Goes up.
With what normal result? With what normal result?
Wheels fall off.
Yep. So when the devil says, try harder, try harder, try harder, we're going to keep listening. That devil couldn't even keep his golden fiddle. He doesn't know anything. Like, he's a loser. So quit listening to him. Right?
That's the one that tells you to put some speed on.
Right. He doesn't even have a fiddle. He lost his golden fiddle to the other guy. He's an idiot. Don't listen to him. Unless you have evidence that it works. So when the devil says, put some speed on it, think about that. When has that worked? What's the percentage of success in putting some speed on it? What is it, Sean?
Not consistently.
5?
10%.
Okay. Those aren't good odds.
No.
So the devil's literally saying you have a 10% chance of success if you put some speed on it. And you got me over here saying stand on the dot, call the shot. How does that work? That works great.
90%.
Yeah. This is top performance. You have all been there, but you don't know how to stay there. Is that accurate? Like, Tom, haven't you had moments in the sun of just awesomeness?
Absolutely.
Did you write down how you did it?
Absolutely not.
Right. That's why you can't get there every time. Okay. Hello, young man. How are you? You look like an Olympic athlete. Like, you really look serious. Are you here to shoot?
Yeah.
Are you going to do well?
Yep.
See?
It works.
See how that works? Isn't that great, Lonnie? He looks like an Olympic athlete. Like, he looks like a little miniature Olympic gold medalist. He's like a little cartoon guy. I'm going to go win the Olympics. Okay. You haven't been satisfied enough with the performance to document how you did it. Because maybe you were yabbiting.
Yeah.
Guys, if you yab it, you have nothing to write down. Like, you're not going to write down, oh, I missed my reload, had terrible footwork, and I won the stage. Like, you can't duplicate that. You know what I mean? That's dumb. But if you put the dot in the middle of the target and you win the stage, that's duplicable. Oh, and Laney said something so important. Laney said the score is the wrong thing to focus on because by definition, it's a variable.
Ooh, the score is a variable.
The score is always a variable. Therefore, it's the wrong thing to say is not a variable. Therefore, it is the right thing to think. I'm getting goosebumps. Man, I want this class to go forever. Like, I want to live in this class. Deshaun, your percentage is a variable. It's the wrong thing to focus on. Your process is not a variable. Therefore, it is the correct thing. Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. Man, I love this stuff. So, think about this. Under trying and over trying both require what? If I'm going to speed up or slow down, what's required? Tom, this is a softball. Yes, conscious thought. Yes. And if I'm consciously thinking, what am I not getting?
Access to skill.
Subconscious skill.
There you go, yeah.
Like speeding up and slowing down is literally denying yourself access to your training. Like, why have you been training if you're going to control your speed? Because the conscious mind, look at him go. What's your event? What is your event? Are you going to shoot great? Can I come watch you later? When do you shoot? Do you know how to be successful? Do you know what it looks like and feels like to be successful? Do you know the recipe? Huh? Come here. Come here. Come here. Dude, you don't even know what's happening. So I'm teaching a class that was designed by the guy who won the Olympics in your sport.
Oh, that's cool.
He's super cool. So let me ask you a question. Do you know what it looks like and feels like to shoot a good shot?
Yeah,
Do you?
I think so.
Close your eyes and think about it. Close your eyes. How does the gun feel? What do the sights look like? Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How many shots you how many shots are you gonna shoot today?
I don't know exactly in total.
30, 40, 50?
30, probably.
30 shots?
Yeah.
So think about how good that shot feels when you get it right. Just one shot at a time, right? You're gonna do so good. We're rooting for you. So good. All right, one shot.
So when you say the score is a variable and it's the wrong thing to focus on, that's why when you're looking at the score and practice score, you'll be like, that was my score, but somebody had so much better, but I won first place. It's like
No, Deshaun. While you are shooting, while you're performing.
oh, okay, not okay.
When the match is over, you have to look at the score.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
But while you're shooting, you can't control the score.
Yeah.
It's a variable.
100%. Okay,
It's like choosing how fast to drive in a traffic jam. You don't know.
gotcha.
Like you don't know.
Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Right,
You're determining your speed, but you haven't gotten to the highway yet.
Right.
Gotcha.
You're next in instead of nowing.
Gotcha.
The now is the process. The next is the score. We're going to deal with it, just not while we're shooting.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right.
So when you
Anxiety, replace it with strategy. Is anybody generally anxious during the day? Is anybody worried about a lot of stuff? I used to. I used to be scared all the time. I was afraid of everything. I was afraid of flat tires. I was afraid of traffic jams. I was afraid of the IRS. I was afraid of everything. Then I took control of what I could control. But think about this. Most of the things we worry about, do they happen?
No.
They don't. Most of the things we worry about, like look at me. I was worried about all kinds of shit. I was not worried about almost dying due to a blood clot. Like the thing I should have been worried about, I wasn't. Because I was smoking cigarettes. I was an idiot. And I wasn't worried about a blood clot. I was worried about losing weight. I was worried about my hair getting thinner. I was worried about all kinds of stuff. But I wasn't worried about the thing that's going to kill me. Does that make sense? Replace anxiety with strategy. I thought smoking was a 10-year problem. I didn't realize it was a 10-day problem. I didn't know. And there were other factors too. But there's another quick story. When they put me on the super squad, what I was really afraid of, like, the only thing I was afraid of was loading magazines next to Robbie Latham. Of all the things I was worried about, I thought Robbie Latham was going to look at me and say, who the hell are you? You drive $5 down and it makes people shoot bad. You're dumb. You can't write a book. That's what I thought was going to happen. And I worried about it. Because at that time, he was the GOAT. Like Robbie Latham was the man. He was the E.F. Hutton. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the man. You guys remember those days? If Robbie was there, second place was the best anybody could do.
Forget about it.
Even with Revolver, he won Revolver matches back in those days. He did that. He just barred a Revolver and won, and I was so afraid of him.
TGO.
I was afraid of him. And when I got there, he wasn't on the super squad. He shot with his wife. So the thing that I worried about for weeks didn't happen. Now, there's one benefit, though. Because that thing didn't happen, I wasn't worried about anything else. However, I did visualize, I conquered that demon. I visualized loading mags next to him and it going well, and that prepared me for it. The last time I felt pressure was given mental management at Lanny Basham's office, so I visualized it. I knew he would come in. I knew he'd be wearing what's the thing called, the down vest with no sleeves. Like I knew he'd be wearing that, and I knew where he'd sit, and I visualized him sitting down and give me a look. So I rehearsed my line. My line is, "Hey, Lanny Basham's here. He must think he can learn something." And I delivered my line beautifully. He laughed, everybody laughed, and it went down just like I visualized it. Because I replaced anxiety with pressure. I'm gonna say, hey, Lanny thinks he can learn something, and it's gonna be great. And it was great. Like, I'm teaching this man's life's work. Like, that's what I'm doing. I am bringing his life's work to life. What an honor. It's the same thing we do for God, right? Isn't it the same thing? Like, aren't we human vessels for God's love? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Right? The great thing about a mental rehearsal is you'll never get it wrong. And if there's something technical that you're not able to do, reloading the gun is a great example. Let's say you're working on reloads and you keep missing them. Okay? If you will visualize getting it right before and after every attempt, it's magical. Have you tried that? Isn't it amazing? Yep. And so what would be another pass-fail skill? Like draw to a steel target, for example.
That first shot.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yep. If you'll visualize it before you do it and then make your attempt and then visualize it after you do it, you're going to get it right 60% of the time. And it saves bullets. Like it saves a ton of bullets. I even learned it in dry fire. Because when I was dry firing Steel Challenge, I was trying to do maximum reps, and then that happened, and that happened, and they still haven't healed, right? And that happened. So I thought, okay, I'm abusing my body, but I still want to train. So I started visualizing one before and one after. So now my physical reps are cut down, but my total reps are still the same. Yeah. Because my body knows how to do it. I just need the mental reps to preserve my body. That's a good one for you, Dan. And I'm not trying to pick on your body.
No, I agree. I understand.
Operate your mind can still. And the best thing about Steel Challenge, and I need to be doing this, but I've been a little distracted. I can shoot the whole match at night, falling asleep. Because the stages never change. I can shoot Smoke and Hope as many times as I want, and I'll get it right every single time. And I can have whatever score I want too, Deshaun. Like I can give myself a time. Like I could literally shoot a 190 Smoke and Hope anytime I want to. Ooh, that's powerful. Because in my mind, it's not a variable. That's interesting. Okay. I want to dedicate this slide to Deshaun. Let's give a big round of applause for Deshaun. This is his slide. Welcome to your slide, my friend. Now, you can think about outcome all you want until you get to the match. You can think cake all day, every day, and you should until you get to the match. Then it's recipe time. So Gaz in South Africa, he was attempting to not think about results. And he was fighting it. Like, he really wants to win. He's like, don't think about winning, don't think about winning. Well, what's he really, he's actually thinking about losing when he says that. So I said, dude, you can think about winning whenever you want until the match starts. Then it's recipe time. Okay? Because remember, guys, it's okay to want the cake. But when the cake baking contest starts, you need that recipe. Does that make sense? Okay.
So Steve, can I test another
Sure.
out on you?
Sure.
So the score is a variable.
Yep.
It's an output that is dependent on process as an input. Winning is the goal.
Yep.
Winning is not the process.
Right. Okay. When you are under stress, think about something else. You cannot stop a threat. Psychologists, let's just verify. You can't stop a thought. And do you teach people to replace their thoughts instead of trying to stop them? Yeah. Okay. You can't stop a thought. And people try to. Like, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Well, you're going to think about it. Think about an elephant. Now you're thinking about an elephant. Okay? We're gonna talk about this in the next class. You're going to do a mental reshoot after every run. That's what you're going to do. So if you got it right, you're going to get it right again. If you didn't get it right, you're going to replace your memory of getting it wrong with a memory of getting it right. So that your self-image knows what it looks like to get it right.
Is that just the same as your visualization prior to your
It
stage?
might include a sight picture. The only problem you're ever going to have, Tom, is firing on a poor sight picture.
Mm-hmm.
Only problem you're ever going to have.
Mm-hmm.
So your mental reshoot will include the dot. Mm-hmm. And the reason that happens is because you're afraid of being slow. And so because you're afraid to be slow,
There you go.
this is broadly speaking, but it saves time. Mm-hmm. So the irony is when you're afraid to be slow and you fire a shot without seeing your dot in the middle of the target, mm-hmm. you literally cause the problem that you're trying to prevent.
There you go.
Yeah.
We just diagnosed my problem. I'm afraid of being slow.
Right.
So on the draw and I don't see my dot, I'm firing shots without seeing the dot.
Right. Because you weren't training optimally, and we're going to fix that too. You got some questionable gun advice from the movement queen. Who needs to leave the gun advice to me? Because I'm great. Like, because I know so little about her world, sometimes she thinks I'm dumb, and then I have to remind her how smart I am in my world. Okay. So, one, that's what she said. Number two, it's going to take at least 7 seconds to change what you're thinking about. Emotion will make it take longer. Tom, if you have a bad stage 1 at Nationals, you're not going to be able to change that thought quickly. Mm-hmm. It's going to take some time. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a trick for eliminating emotion. Well, so I don't think emotion can be eliminated. It can be delayed, perhaps, or compartmentalized. Mm-hmm. However, okay, so I'll tell you something about thoughts and emotion. I was given a class in California, and my dog Smokey was in really bad health, like bad. He was whipping black stuff, vomiting a lot, and I knew we were getting close to the end days. So my ex-wife, my wife at the time, I was literally driving to the range, and she said, I think today's the day. And I was teaching a class in 15 minutes. And she said, I think today's the day. I said, well, can you do this by yourself? And she goes, I hate you for not being here, but this has to be done. And I said, I'm so sorry I can't be there. I wish I could. However, class, bills, you're spending. Sure. You created this. Like, mm-hmm. She created the fact that I'm not there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I hate you for working. Buy me a car. Mm-hmm. That was the story of that marriage, right? But I literally had to turn my rented Camaro around and go back into cell service to put the money in her account to put the dog back. 10 minutes before class. And I have this ability to control my thoughts that I'm almost ashamed of. Because I got to that class and I told them what had happened and I cried. And they said, you should take the day off. And I said, Smokey would not want me to take the day off.
The show must go on.
Smokey would want me to give the best class ever. So I'm going to do this class for Smokey. And at some point during that speech, he breathed his last breath. But I chose to think about something else. And I'm almost ashamed of my ability to do it. Like, I was on fire. Because I'm extremely good at controlling my thoughts, sometimes in a way that I'm ashamed of. Like, I'm really good at controlling my thoughts. If something has to be done, I do it. And I don't give myself the luxury of emotion. Like, for example, these crutches. My foot. There's no emotion. There's no emotion in quitting smoking. There's no emotion in giving the best class ever. I don't give myself that luxury. I just do the thing. And if I say I'm going to do it, it's going to get done. People know that about me. All right, so my point is, you can't control your thoughts. Okay? All right, here's our summary. This is what we've done. Let's take a 10-minute break because we are 1 hour behind schedule. Tom called me.
Woo! There you go.
What do you think of that, Tom?
Quitting smoking means all smoking, Steve.
You're right. Can I do the nicotine pouches for a couple more days?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's not screwing up your lungs.
Good.
Do I need
Just
to
the
get-
rest of your life.
Do I need to get to the?
Nope. That's perfect. I'm at 100%. It doesn't mean I don't want to improve. It doesn't mean I rest on my laurels, per se. Unless my wife's name is Laurel, then I would do that. However, that's a good one, wasn't it? What it means is, for that day, my performance was perfect. And it doesn't matter that Todd Jarrett wasn't there. If he wanted to win, he should have showed up. It doesn't matter that it was just...
So even though it was 65%, for me it was 100% perfect.
Well, yes and yes. However, even in the universe, it's 65% perfect. For you, it's 100%.
Screw the universe, but for me and my self-image, it was 100% perfect.
It's a winning performance.
Yes.
And your training is useless until you can produce one. Like,
Correct.
if I can't produce a winning performance at 65%, then I'm wasting my time training.
But for training, I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking to get a higher level of human function in a winning performance.
Training and competition are two different things.
Well, yeah, right. I understand that. But now
You
it's
guys
all-
understand that? First of all, matches are never practice shooting.
Right, correct.
They are always practice competing.
Right.
I want to revisit that. Okay? If I go to a 5-stage match, I'm going to do 5 draws. Am I practicing my draw?
No.
No.
Everything's starting to. I'm just saying everything's starting to link together.
Good,
Right. Like
good.
like practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. I'm going to practice to increase my level of human function.
Dude, practice is going to be messy.
Right.
It has to be.
Right.
If it's not, then you're
Right.
not getting better.
So I'm not going to take that, like yesterday when I fumbled a reload.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to take that and make it a negative imprint on my self-image
No.
because it's practice.
Right.
I'm going to mess up, right? It's about the repetition to get better. So when I get to the match, I have a higher level of human function so that I'm have a winning performance.
Think about it like a rock star.
Right.
Okay? When I'm in practice, I'm sitting on my bed in my underwear practicing my guitar.
Right.
When I'm performing, I'm in my stage clothes and I'm jumping around.
Right.
And I used to wonder, how can Eddie Van Halen play so well jumping off the drum riser?
Because he's jumping off his bedroom dresser in his underwear. In
Maybe,
practice.
maybe. But
Maybe.
but how's he playing? Subconsciously. That's how he can do it. And I didn't know, right? I didn't put that together. And then when I got on stage, I realized when I'm looking, so whenever I play on stage, I look at people. I'm occupying my conscious mind by looking at people. Where's my performance coming from?
Subconscious.
So on your little consciousness board, you've got this person, that person, and oh yeah, by the way, I'm also playing a song.
Right.
And it's doing the thing.
Right. And, oh my goodness, when we were playing Van Halen, Everybody Wants Some, because my guys always want to play Van Halen. And I said, I can play any Van Halen song. I just can't play every Van Halen song. So I need you to pick one. And I need 6 months notice because it's hard. I can do it, but I need to really work on it. And that guitar solo is really easy, but I worried about the first note because the first note of that solo is on the 11th fret. We don't use the 11th fret very much. Because you got that double dot at the 12th fret that sucks you in.
That's down there.
Yeah. And I was so worried about that first note, and I got it wrong because I thought about getting it wrong. I was like, man, I'm so worried because I'm going to see the 12th fret. It's got to be the 11th fret. You got 2 double dots on the 12th fret. They suck your eye in. Oops, sorry. They suck in your eye, those 2 double dots. What I should have done is go behind the dot. Instead, it was don't miss the note. Oh!
So you're programming yourself.
But after I made the mistake, I played really well because the pressure was off. The thing I was afraid of happened. You ever choked at a match and then shot really well? The thing you're afraid of happens. The pressure's off and you're good. So we just need to make sure we don't make the mistake. Todd Jarrett used to whack a no-shoot on his first stage. When next time you see him, ask him. Say, hey, Steve heard a rumor that you used to whack a no-shoot on your first stage to
I
get the
don't
pressure
know
off.
I don't know if I'll do that. I don't know if I'll do that.
Todd's a nice guy.
Okay. So, if you fail to choose a primary stage plan, you'll never master it. And because you know that, you won't trust it. that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so choose quickly. Spend your time mastering and not choosing. You got 5 minutes. Would you rather spend that time mastering or choosing?
Mastering.
Right. That will provide more trust. Okay, the anticipation phase must be 100% strategy. The best stage you've ever shot, was it 100% strategy before you shot?
Mhm.
Okay, that's the model. Your worst stage, was it 100% strategy before you shot?
No.
No. So now we know what to do. Okay? Strategy, strategy, strategy. And I cannot stress the importance of positive imprints during the strategy phase. This is what I'm going to do. I can do it, and it will work. Remember when Larry shot his first run and he had threes and mics? And then I said, hey, Larry, put you out in the middle of the target. Oh, yeah, I can do that. And I think it was 6/10 slower with all zeros. I didn't tell him to slow down. I said, put you out in the middle of the target. Lonnie, yours. Your first run was so awesome, but I had to make it awesome. Because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, dear God, somebody's going to get hurt. But then I was like, oh, she's having fun and everybody's fine. And wasn't that fun? Didn't that feel good?
I had so much fun.
I needed her to keep that imprint.
That was pure. That was the best example of speed mode I've ever seen.
Right! And she had the fastest pistol time of anybody. Like, you beat all these dudes in raw time. You beat every single one of them on your first stage. How great is that? But I had to choose that imprint. Did you guys see me thinking and considering how to handle this? I was like, oh, she did that really well. The only thing she needs to do now is put the dot in the middle of the target. And then you had 7 out of 8 great shots. So good. Okay.
Strategy.
Yes.
This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it.
And I can do it. Now,
and it's going to work, or I can do it.
there's a caveat there. Okay? Self-image has got to believe in success. Okay? At your level, I can do this. At your level, Tom, doing this will be competitive because you want to win. He just needs to get through it because he's pretty new. You need to win it. You need to win. So your thought has to be, I can do this, and when I do, I'm likely to win. Does that make sense?
We hit the lights.
The light just went out. I mean,
Yeah, the light's supposed to be coming on. Did my brilliance just short circuit the electricity in this building? Like did I do that? Oh, when I did the guitar competition, so I entered Guitar Center's King of the Blues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'll play you the song later. It was so awesome. But this dude showed up, this really fat guy in a Jimmy Buffett T-shirt showed up, and he was just noodling, just mindless musical masturbation. But it was raining. He puts the guitar behind his head and does that move. You know, he's playing like crap. But the power goes out when he hits his note. So it looks like his playing has short-circuited the building. Crowd goes wild and he wins. And then when it was over, this really cool black dude comes to me, the guy that came in second, I came in third. He goes, man, I really like what you did. You should have won this thing. And I was like, I know. Thank you very much. Because I performed a composition. The other guys just noodled. Like, I literally wrote a song. I'll play it for you later. It's awesome. Okay. As little as possible. You need to be thinking as little as possible. We want the least amount of conscious thought you can execute. Because I don't want you thinking that you can think about nothing because you can't. However, what Larry did, Larry chose to watch the dot lift, which is thinking about nothing. Does that make sense?
At the time. It's thinking about nothing at the time of the
For the action phase.
Yes.
20 seconds.
Yep.
Watch the dot lift. You're not thinking about your draw. You're not thinking about your footwork.
Right.
You're not worried about anything.
That's right.
So
You can't stop thinking, but you can.
one
think
thing
about
I
something else.
discovered with Kita's quiet eye is that I became uninterested. I used to say I was bored, and that people can't understand that. Like, I can't tell him to be bored, but I can tell him I was uninterested. I was uninterested in the score. I was uninterested in the time. I was uninterested. Like, it was such a cool place. And I can get there on demand now. I was like, string 4, here we go again. Got in the middle of the target. Okay, no problem. Oh, are you ready? And it turned me into a cobra. Like, it gave me, and I also learned that when I feel this, it looks kind of weird, but when I feel this.
It's less weird in 2025 than 1976.
Right. When I feel my arms go flop, I know I'm going to be a cobra. Like I just know it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. When I feel that and I yawn, I can actually do it right now. It's so cool. It's going to be fire because I learned that tension slows me down. So when I'm training, I had all this tension and I was making mistakes because faster equals tension. Tension equals mistakes, right? And I can't make myself relax, but I can focus on that feeling. Like I know what that feels like. It's like a marionette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the puppet show's over, and it's see that it turns me into a cobra. It's so awesome. So action.
I refer to IDPA as gotcha penalty game.
Yeah. But if you're going to play it, you got to learn. You got to abide by the rules.
Well, this is
Or take your toys and go home.
The best IDPA shooters, they have a subconscious skill in abiding by those IDPA
Correct.
rules. They don't have to think about,
Nope.
oh, I need to pie this, I
Nope.
need to fault line that.
No mags dropping. Like they
Right.
know this stuff.
Yeah,
And by the way, the tac reload. If I was going to shoot IDPA, I would master the tac reload.
Well, see, I use tac reload all the time.
Are you good at them?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a yes or no, Richard. Are you good at them?
Yeah.
See, guys, self-image requires a yes or a no. Are you good at tac reloads? Yes. It's not ego, it's self-image. Okay. In the reinforcement phase, and we're going to come back to this. After you train, after you shoot, you must reinforce success or solution. You must. You cannot reinforce problem. If you reinforce problem, problem persists.
You said after you shoot, you must what?
You must reinforce success or solution. You must. Haven't you guys noticed that you arrive at the range in the same mood you left it last time? Have you noticed that?
Unless I'm just pretty chill both times.
Well, maybe not. You might be an outlier. Well, you've been listening to me for a long time, so you might not do this.
I'm
But
just
guys,
a-
in
I'm
the
just a
past,
chill
Matt,
guy.
have you ever left the range frustrated and angry and arrived in the same condition?
Before
So that's the reinforcement.
Before I got this, yeah.
Right. Your last memory is your last memory is your next expectation. Holy moly. Your last memory is your next expectation. Oh, I'm on fire today. Whoa! I got you a Will Smith. Your last memory, like if you have a coworker that you don't like, your last memory is your next expectation. If you fight with your wife, your last memory is your next expectation. That can be changed. Strategy. What am I using? Conscious, subconscious, or self-image?
Conscious.
And I will do that according to my self-image. Remember, self-image is always on. So if I think I'm good at this kind of a stage, I'm going to use my conscious mind with a positive self-image. Look at Sophie. She's subconsciously filming. You're doing so good. Okay. And so the conscious mind sometimes gets demonized in mental management. Conscious mind is awesome. Just not while you're shooting, right? So if you're at the match for 6 hours, the conscious mind can be 5 hours and 45 minutes. It just can't be the 15 minutes you're actually pulling the trigger. Does that make sense? Okay. The action phase, what does that relate to?
The trigger being pulled.
Hmm?
The trigger being pulled.
Right, conscious, subconscious, or self-image.
Subconscious.
Subconscious. Conscious mind's not required. It's the coach.
Yeah.
Coach can't play the game. Coach knows the game. Coach can't play the game. Okay. In the reinforcement phase, what am I working on? Conscious, subconscious, or self-image.
Self-image.
Right. You must take that step, which means if you had a good run, so this is where I want to tell you. So Laney had a golfer hit a hole-in-one on the PGA Tour, and he was really worried about his golfer because the golfer's going around hole-in-one, hole-in-one, hole-in-one. It's great, celebrate it all you want.
But the next time you don't get a hole-in-one, all of a sudden
What
it's
do you
like,
do in the next hole?
Right. He
Now my
tanked it.
self-image is,
He should have reinforced the swing.
Yeah.
He reinforced the cake, not the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't go through what it took to get it there.
Right.
he went to the next hole.
It's thinking it's going to be a hole-in-one.
Saying, I'm the kind of golfer who gets hole-in-ones.
Right. It should have been, I'm the kind of golfer who has a good swing.
That's right.
Because how like literally, how dumb can you be thinking you can get 2 holes in one in a row? Like that's dumb. I don't know. I actually looked it up. When I looked it up, it's never happened on the PGA Tour.
That's got to be as scarce as an honest politician.
Okay. Now, why is the reinforcement phase so important for consistency?
Well, if you leave the range leave the range.
Or the
go to
stage.
The next stage.
Yep.
Feeling what you felt at the last one. So in other words, like we were talking about, felt like you had a bad shoot, you reinforce that, and you go the next time, and you're feeling the same way that you left. Then you've got to manage that.
And what if you feel successful? What happens?
Same thing.
Right. You see what you see. So, who's had the wheels fall off in a match? Everybody. That happens when you make a mistake and become the mistake. Like you make a mistake on stage one and you become an expert in it.
Duplicate it.
It's not what you want, but it's what you become an expert in. Like you're an expert in making mistakes.
How many matches, Sophie, have we had where it's like, okay, today I'm getting a lot of no shoots.
You become that guy.
It's like you're a no shoot.
And
bag
think about how
for the rest
crazy
of the
that
match.
is.
Right.
Instead, you think, let me think about this. I'm probably hitting no shoots because my dot is in the no shoot when I fire the gun. I wonder how to correct that.
I wonder if I can keep my dot off the no shoot when I'm firing the gun.
Or I wonder if I could put my dot in the middle of the brown. Oh, and stop saying no shoot. Say partial. Like let's do two things. Let's refer to our mental issues in the past tense always. Like it isn't I fight with my wife. It's I used to argue with my wife. I no longer do. Refer to it in the past tense. I used to struggle. And then don't ever say no shoot. Say partial. And when you do that, you will not see the penalty target ever. And when you learn to shoot him in the center of the brown, that's all you'll ever see. Okay? Every other stage. So if you get stage one right, that's cool. What you think about after stage one affects everything else. If you make a mistake on stage one and you think about that mistake, you're an expert in making that mistake. I would rather you become an expert in the solution. Hey, I'm going to put my dot in the middle of the steel instead of just a wild random shot somewhere near it. Like that's dumb. Right? And guys, think about it. Everybody shoots a dot except Richard because he's a real man. If the dot isn't in the middle of the target, what are we expecting to happen when it fires?
Not going to hit the middle of the target.
Right. So if we create a rule that says that my gun only fires when the dot's in the middle of the target, what is likely to happen?
That's the same as the front side.
Okay. So the strength of the conscious mind is knowing and controlling what to think about before, during, and after. Can we agree on that? So let's learn that. So don't worry about drawing this or writing it down because I'm going to give you a flow chart. Instead, let's seek to understand it more than we seek to try to memorize it. Okay. The anticipation phase is before the stage, right? Let's call it 5 minutes. It's actually longer than that, but let's call it 5 minutes. Okay. I wish Deshaun was here. Who else works on computers besides Deshaun? What do they do?
Whatever you tell them to.
Whatever you program them to do. Human beings are the same. You do what you're programmed to do. So now you're going to write the program. Your preload is writing the program that your subconscious is going to execute. Okay? Oops, what's going on here? Why are we? There we go. Oh, look at that. Every single sport has the same preload. If I'm a boxer, what do I know about my opponent? If I'm a basketball team, what do I know about my opponent? If I'm a tennis player, what do I know about my opponent? If I'm a shooter, what do I know about this stage? If I'm a high-level shooter, what do I know about how Rafael's going to shoot this stage? Is he going to be moving or is he going to post up? But that's only at the upper level. You guys are not there. You will be, or you can be, but you're not there yet. Oh, and by the way, have you guys heard of the doubles drill?
Is that what you bam, bam. You want to see the dots moving?
Have you heard of it, Tom? Have you heard of the doubles drill?
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that some of these things that people do is really fucking unnecessary.
Yeah, they're dumb. The doubles drill was invented so that Ben Steger could beat Eric Rafael. Because Keita looked at everything that those two shooters were doing, and she learned mathematically that the only advantage Rafael had on Steger was splits on partials. Everything else was the same. But Steger was a little bit slower at splits on partials. Okay? So she designed a drill for him to get faster at splits on partials. Because that was the only difference. Now,
So the one shooting thing, so a non-shooting coach taught a shooter how to shoot better to beat.
No.
she used math.
Oh, well, okay. All right.
She didn't tell him how to shoot. She told him what to shoot.
Oh, okay.
Commit to your strategy and your ability to do it. And you have to choose something you believe you can do. For example, don't make your strategy beating a guy you've never beat and winning the Olympics. You don't know how to do that. But you do know how to get a subconscious stage plan, put the dot in the middle of the target. That you can do. And then rehearse it.
So the doubles drill only is going to, not just that drill. I'm not going to focus on just that drill, but some of these drills that have been brought up only come as a concern when you get to a certain level.
Correct.
When all other factors are the same.
Correct.
Got
Shooting speed is only beneficial when everything else is the same.
Got it.
Like actually pulling the trigger faster.
Got it.
Right? So for example, Sophie moves faster than you.
Yeah.
And a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna beat her, focusing on splits is not gonna do it.
Right.
It's gonna make it worse.
Right.
But when you two are moving exactly the same, trigger speed starts to become a thing.
Right.
Because the non-shooting is now equal. And that's why her video reviews are so good, because when I look at a video review, I can't see Eric Rafael doing it. She can. Like I can only see Deshaun doing it, and I can for sure see what you could do better. She can overlay it in her mind with Eric Rafael and give you 19 things where I'm going to give you 3. She's just better. That's why I don't do them anymore.
Balanced?
What if I need that for my self-image? Am I entitled to it?
Okay. All right. So everything
It's
is
different
dynamic.
It's different for every shooter.
But so would that mean that it's dynamic? That each of those spheres are dynamic? They
I don't
fluctuate?
know what dynamic means. It's different for every shooter.
Okay. So what I mean,
You're going to figure out what works for you.
Right.
You're going to do that.
So to my question,
Dynamic means ever changing.
yeah,
Is that what that means?
yes. So these circles aren't static the way that they are. They contract.
Okay, that represents the athlete, not necessarily the performance.
No. I'm talking about all 3 of them.
I know. That represents the athlete,
Right.
not necessarily the performance.
But aren't they one and the same?
No.
Because the
That
athlete,
is the state of the individual. That is not the state of the performance.
okay. So do they expand and contract
No.
based on the individual?
They could, but they shouldn't.
Okay, so that's what I mean by when you say it's different for every shooter or every.
No, the make ready process is different for every shooter.
Okay. So with that, with the self-image, does that mean it can expand? And
What it means is I'm going to do whatever I need to do to give me the best performance.
Okay.
And if that means a 90-second make ready, that is what I'm going to do.
That's
You
fair.
may not require that.
That's fair. Okay.
The point of focus is the closest thing to magic I've ever found. The point of focus is where you choose one thing to think about. And it starts with looking at something small or specific. So set the eyes is the same thing as quiet eye. Quiet eye means, as I understand it, and Ms. Keita and I, we argue frequently about this. I think it's a mental thing. She thinks it's a vision thing. It's actually both. So Sophie, pick out one of those stars on that flag and look at it till you feel your face relax. Pick one of those stars, focus on it till you feel your face relax. Everybody, you guys can all do it. Pick out one star and really see just one star, and then you'll feel your face relax.
Because you're not thinking about your face.
Hmm?
You're not thinking about your face.
There's what?
You're not thinking about your face.
Can you guys feel your face relax when you stare at one star?
Yeah.
That's the quiet eye. You become uninterested in anything else, right? If you were to draw your gun on that star, your dot would go immediately to it with no conscious thought.
That's just before that buzzer goes off, I'm looking at the center of the target, right where I want to see it. That's what I'm looking at.
Reduces conscious thought. Maybe eliminates it. That's a
the
point of
hand
distinction.
goes where the eye, the hand will follow the eye.
Right. But if you look at the target, the entire target, it could get weird. But if you look at a small spot, your dot map will go there. I promise you.
It's like shooting a rifle. You look at the reticle.
I don't know that, but I believe you. Okay, there's one thing to think about. I like center of the dot called the shot because that creates a rule that the gun cannot fire until the dot's in the middle of the target. And Deshaun, my grip doesn't matter. If I get a bad grip, it doesn't matter. Did you guys all hear that leaning, movement, bad grip don't cause bad shots? Did you guys hear that yesterday?
Yeah,
I think that was a private conversation between you and I.
Does anybody think those things cause bad shots? Does leaning cause bad shots?
Nope.
Nope. Leaning, like a hard lean, does it cause bad shots?
No.
Does moving cause bad shots?
Nope.
Does stance cause bad shots?
Nope.
Does grip cause bad shots?
Can.
Nope.
No, it doesn't, Sophie. Grip does not cause bad shots. What grip does is produce a poor sight picture upon which the shooter fires that causes bad shots.
They influence the ability to make good
It
shots.
just makes it take longer. But and Larry said something so brilliant, I wish he was here. The less, I think he said the less damage is done up front.
Mhm.
For example, it takes 500s to correct your sight picture. It takes a lot longer than that to shoot a makeup shot. But that goes back to the rule. Center of the dot called shot. The problem is that 3 to 500ths feels like 3 to 5 minutes while you're waiting for it.
Mhm.
Like if you draw the gun and the dot's over there, you could shoot, you could, but it won't be a good shot. And the funny thing is, we'll shoot that and then we'll get mad that we don't hit the steel. Like, what did we think was going to happen? Like, literally, the red dot is the most powerful mental and technical advancement in shooting ever. Put it in the middle of the target. It's going to be fine. And then use dry fire to get faster at doing that. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? This is so easy. And all of this obsession, when people talk about target focus, a certain kind of shooter hears, I'm not supposed to see my dot. Like, how dumb is that? That's really dumb. But that's what they think.
And that's where all the freaking dot occlusion and all that crap
It's
comes
so
from.
dumb.
Yeah,
Now, it can be a useful training wheel for some
Yeah.
individuals, but it's a training wheel. And Deshaun, I have never in my life seen a shooter shoot worse after taking off the occlusion. Frequently, I see them shoot better. But I don't know the mechanics of cross dominance, and I don't know anything about that.
But you made a good point when you called me when Keita had given me shooting advice and you was on your way to the airport from Brazil. Deshaun, I have no real opinion about dot occlusion, but how did I make Grandmaster
Right.
without ever doing dot occlusion?
Right. How did I do it?
So
Not
that
without
right
doing my
there,
dot?
that right there eliminated all I needed to know about should I not dot occlude.
Now remember, she uses science and I use reps. She looks at data, I look at personal experience.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
That's all.
Again, reps solve a lot of problems. But smart reps take less time. You still got to do them though. You guys have to understand, I was dry firing 4 hours a day. 4 hours. And I didn't know anything about mental management. But I was so passionate about what I was doing that the imprints were positive by design.
You said smart reps does what?
The smart reps are going to save time for sure. Remember, Joey is dumb reps, Keita is smart reps. Does that make sense? You can't avoid the reps. They still have to be done. Hers are smarter, Joey's are dumber.
Save a lot of time.
Saves a lot of time.
What's the difference between smart reps and dumb reps?
So smart reps is, Keita Bussey will say, I need you to move this foot in this way specifically. Joey Sauerland says, put a part-time on it, bro. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Now, Joey's method requires physical fitness because if you can't do 100 reps, Joey's way doesn't work. Keita's way, she's going to tell you what works 95% of the time for 95% of the people because she's a scientist. She gathers data. Joey's like, come on, dog, do it in 8 seconds. That didn't work. Try something different. He got that from me. That's my way. That's how I taught him. Because I've never worked with somebody who can do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I never had an athlete who could literally do anything. So I don't know what to tell him to do. But I do know the gun needs to move in a straight line. So when Joey came to see me, he was elbows and gun. Like, it was raining that day. And on my range, I had this shelter with pillars. So we were using the pillars as shooting areas. and I wanted him to go from here to here. He ran it in 4 seconds. But he's just elbows and gun and grunting, and I'm like, Joe, what are we doing here? Give me a straight line from here to here. He goes, is it that simple? What about my elbows? I don't know. Let's start with a straight line. 1 second off.
And I can see it too.
And then I was like, okay, now you're at 1.9. What would a 1.8 look like? I don't know. Let's try it. 1.8. Yeah. What'd you do? I don't really know. Okay, can you do it again? 1.7. That's how it works. That's literally what he teaches.
All right, dog, got it.
Right. Hey, dog, do it in 1.5. Okay. The different Joey believes he can do it.
Yeah.
So the process doesn't really matter.
And if,
So-
if you can't, he does squats.
He won't quit until he does. Have you seen his hands? Have you seen his hands on Instagram? They're covered in blood. He's like, that's good.
Blood
dog.
and calluses.
That's
and
good.
blood and calluses, yeah.
That means I did the work. He doesn't care. But his human body can do it. Yours cannot. You cannot train for 3 hours with bloody hands. You won't. He can and he will.
So the smart reps, obviously she's an expert in body mechanics.
Yes.
And observed athletes, and that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
She's
Her science
turn your
says,
foot and you go this way.
right, her science says tennis players do this thing.
Yeah.
Let's look at that.
Yeah.
Joey's way says, come on, dog, I'm going to do it in 1.5.
I got you.
And it doesn't matter. So, like, I was in Brazil, and I called Joey and actually answered the phone, and these Brazilian guys were like, oh, Joey Sauerland, what drill do you do? He goes, it doesn't matter what drill you do. But please give us a drill. It doesn't matter what drill you do.
Just do it.
Just
Over and over and over
And
and over.
then he
over.
told him the same thing I told him. I said, shoot anything you want to for score. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It literally does not matter. Classifiers are good because we have data. Classifiers are good because we know what the high hit factor is. We know what an A-class run is. We know what a B-class run is. If you're trying to get to B-class and you have a classifier, ideally with movement,
Put a part-time on it and keep lowering.
put a par time and chip away at it and then shoot it for score again.
Yep.
That is all you ever need to do. Literally. I want a better turn and draw. Cool. Set up the L press. Your first run will be C class. Fine. What's the goal? That's all you need to do. Everybody wants a magic drill. There are no magic drills. There's only par times and a limit of human function. What's the best track? Go to a track. What's your lap time? Oh, it's 28 seconds. Okay, what's 27 look like? What's 26 look like? 26 will feel a lot different than a 30. What did you do? Document that. Oh, I got off the... Okay, sorry.
And when you finally broke it down to me that way, it took a lot of the overthinking.
Yeah.
When you simplified it, when you dumbed it,
Yeah.
when you chocolate labbed it, I was like, oh shit. And that's when I got to dry firing and was like, and got to my next match. And then I was like, I had that B-class run and I was like, holy crap.
Check this out, guys. If Deshaun thinks he's practicing wrong, what is that doing to his self-image? Right. It's bad.
So, a caveat.
Sure.
While I may have felt like something was wrong, I didn't allow it to affect me.
Hang on, that's not possible. If you think you're practicing wrong, it will affect you.
Okay, I felt like something.
Now, if you didn't feel like you were
I
practicing
felt like
wrong,
something could be better.
well, that's a different imprint.
Right. So
Hang on. I'm doing the work. I could do the work better.
Right there, you go.
As opposed to I'm wasting my time.
Right.
See the difference?
Right, because I was still having great results
Right.
at matches.
You just wanted better.
I just wanted better.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
there you go.
It's fine. It's fine to want better, guys, but better starts with good enough.
There you go. There you go.
There is no better without good enough. Remember
Right.
Bill Jackson. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. Oh, by the way, he's a national champion. Oh, you didn't tell me that. Tell me some more things you suck at, national champion. I'm very interested in that. Sophie, can a national champion suck at anything?
Would you say there is no better without good enough?
Yes. Better starts with good enough. Can a national champion suck at anything?
Yeah.
Come on. It's not a trick question. Can a national champion have a terrible draw?
Yeah.
Sophie.
Anything shooting related.
Sophie. Can a national champion have crappy transitions?
No.
Can he have a bad draw?
The
No.
other way was.
Can he be inaccurate?
No.
Can he be slow?
No.
He can't be any of those things. He's literally the best. He can't suck at anything. Now he could still improve some things.
You can suck at playing piano. But
That's a little out of context, but sure. But that's my point. The guy's the national champion. He's telling me all these things he can't do. That's so dumb. Like, that's really dumb. When I made my improvements yesterday, I made my improvements from the best instructor in the world to a better instructor. I didn't reduce myself to an NRA pistol trainer. Hope I didn't offend anybody. But I made my improvements from best in the world to better in the world, not I'm crap. I didn't ever go there because I'm not crap, so I don't go there. Okay, point of focus. This is going to be a range exercise. I need you to pick something to think about that will work on every target and will occupy your conscious mind. With iron sight, so I will see what I need to see is very powerful. Center of the dot is very powerful. If you believe you can call your shots, that's very powerful. If you don't believe you can call your shots, don't tell yourself to do it because you'll just confuse yourself. Right? Like if you're not 100% sure you can call your shots, don't tell yourself to do it.
The center of the dot.
Because the dot in the middle is 90% of it. The only difference is seeing it lift, which by the way took me 10 years, so you might not get it in one day. Like it took me 5 years to really believe I was calling my shots. Because first we call it on trigger, that's not shot calling. And then we shoot perfect shots, that's not shot calling. Shot calling is watching the gun go off and evaluating it in real time. It's big. Huh?
And you're saying that takes time.
It could. But didn't you notice that once you saw dot lift, you couldn't unsee it? That's what happened to Larry. Once he saw his dot lift, he couldn't unsee it. He's like, whoa. I had a guy in Texas get so mad at me. The guy, he's made of money. He built a range in his backyard. And he flies me out, pays me a bunch of money. I'm expensive for VIP, but I'm worth it. As you can just imagine, if you had me on the range and off duty for 6 days, that'll change your life. It's $1,000 a day, but it'll change your life. Okay? Now, this guy says, I've been to every trainer in the world. I've been to this guy. I've been to that guy. I took this guy and I took that class. And you're telling me for the first time about dot lift? Why am I hearing about this for the first time from you? I said, I don't know. But I do know this guy has 8 classes in a row that you have to take. I do know that. I don't. I don't have 8 classes you have to take. I should, but I don't. Like Lonnie would for sure sign up for Steve Anderson 101, 102, 103, and she'd take them all in order. I'm not going to do that to her. Smart business move. It's not what's best for the shooter. And what am I going to tell about dot lift? 107, 108? Like, why am I going to keep that from her? Right? My business model is fine because people don't do what I tell them to do. Then they come see me again. That's Jay Beal, 1 class. Joey Sauerland, 2 classes. That's it. 1 mental management class because they did what I told them to do. They trusted me,
and then a hosting.
They trusted it because I promised them it would work. Jay Beal said to me, he goes, Steve, I'm only here to support you and give you money. I don't believe you can teach me anything. And I was like, make ready.
How's that for optimism?
Yeah. Because Jay Beal, so do we like the Jay Beal method, the Joey Sauerland method? Do we like those methods? Do we like that success? Jay Beal, Joey Sauerland, do we like that? Okay, par times. That's all it is. This thing, whatever it is currently taking me 2 seconds.
Right.
I want to do it in 1.9. What does that feel like? It feels different. Okay, this thing is currently taking me 1.9 seconds. I want to do it in 1.5. Jay Beal uses stupid mode. Stupid mode is cool. Stupid mode is firing a safe shot. We don't care. That's stupid mode. People don't like it. Stupid mode is going to the berm, is taking her to the berm and saying, Lonnie, I need you to make a safe, loud noise in under a second. That's stupid mode. It's awesome. But you got to be so smart. She took stupid mode to her first stage. Is that right? That was stupid mode. It was also fun. And that's why I let you do it. But that's what happens when you take stupid mode to the match. You put 4 rounds on the dirt. Right?
Yep.
In training, it's fine to put a round on the dirt. Like, it's totally fine, Sophie, for you to fire a 3.9 with the safety off and the gun's halfway up because it felt different, right? That feeling is what we're after. Stupid mode gives you the feeling of a new limit of human function. Okay? Point of focus. I will see what I need to see, but it only works with 100% surrender. If you say center of the dot, but you're thinking, go fast, Lonnie said center the dot, but what she really wanted was to go fast.
Put some speed on it.
And she did. She didn't desire the dot in the middle of the target, but she was able to fix it so it's not in the middle of the target. Her 6 seconds turns to 9 seconds. But if I say slow down, 6 seconds turns into 20 seconds. You guys see the difference? Slowing down is dumb. Put the dot in the middle of the target is smart. Write that down. Slowing down is right. Well, write that down. Write that down. Slowing down is dumb. Put the dot in the middle of the target is smart. That should be. That's going to be a T-shirt.
Slowing down is dumb.
Put the dot in the middle of the target is smart. Okay, we're going to work on point of focus when we get to the range. Okay, the reload is the most powerful part of this entire program. When you get done shooting, Matt, you just shot a stage, you had 2 mics, but there's a problem with the scoring and they're going to give you a reshoot. What are you going to do different?
Still going to focus on putting the dot in the middle of the target.
Right. That's the mental reshoot.
I'm going to change my stage plan. I didn't like that one.
Okay, Tom. How many times have you been beaten with an A+ execution of a B- plan?
Plenty of times.
No, you haven't. You misunderstood the question.
Okay.
How many times have you been beaten with a perfect execution of a subpar plan?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yes, I've been beaten by a perfect execution.
You personally. How many times have you had a C plan with an A+ execution and got beat?
Not all.
Never.
Nope.
Never. How many times have you been beat with a C execution of an A plan? All the time.
Plenty.
So can we let go of stage planning, guys? Have you been in this sport less than a year? Okay, yes?
Yes.
So you're still going to do dumb stuff. You two are not going to do dumb stuff. So you can't make a bad decision. You got to understand that. If a decision is viable, it can't be bad. Have you been in the sport longer than a year?
This month is a year.
Okay, so you might still do dumb stuff. Richard, how long have you been competing?
Competing in any pistol?
Practical pistol, IDPA, USPSA.
20-some years.
Okay, so you're not going to do something dumb.
I did it.
Guys, the only dumb thing you can do in stage planning, literally the only thing, is to increase the amount of time spent not shooting. It's the only thing you can do dumb. So I saw it one time. I'm going to show you guys, literally, only time, I've been doing this a long time, I've only seen one stage plan so bad that execution couldn't save it. And then I'm going to show you me shooting the stage. That's going to be awesome. Okay, this is the stage. Start here. You got a headshot. 20-yard. You got a 20-yard headshot here. Okay, and then you've got a wall with a bunch of hoser targets. Okay. Okay. Everybody understand the stage? This is my start position. I got to shoot this before I leave here. There was a vision barrier or something, and then I got to shoot all this stuff. Okay. What would be the smart way to engage that?
Headshot and then all the hoser targets.
Right. You're gonna start here or here.
Just as you described.
The same direction as a headshot.
No, I have to go to this wall. I have to move to this wall to see these targets. So I can either go here.
Do you run down range and work your way back, or do you
run straight ahead?
just move over?
Right.
Yeah.
So I did this. The other guy was afraid to shoot from right to left. So literally in 20 years of doing this, the only time I've seen a stage plan so bad was this. This guy shot his headshots and then ran all the way over to here. He ran 25 yards.
Oh, shit.
Because he didn't want to shoot right to left. That's dumb. And that is the only time in my entire career I have seen a stage plan so bad that execution wouldn't save it. Once! One time! Can we let go of stage planning?
Yeah. So did you just step over the wall and then just shoot everything from one position?
I went, boop, boop, headshot, and then I destroyed. It's still smoldering in Circleville, Ohio, what I did to those targets. I'll show you the video. I destroyed that stage. I gave it a prolapsed rectum. That's what I did to that stage. You know why? Do you know why I did? Tell me why I did. How did I do it? Come on, you need to know this.
You sent it to Doc called shot.
What gave me 100% access to my subconscious skill?
Self-image.
Self-image. I have won every hoser stage I have ever shot. Every single one. Am I going to win the next one?
Yes.
Yes. Because I win hoser stages. I am extremely good at them. I destroy them. I make them cry for their mother. That's what I do to them. Self-image. This is dumb, okay? Running 25 yards, that's probably 6 seconds of non-shooting. What's his hit factor when he's running 25 yards?
0.
0. Guys, hit factor is an average. It's like your fuel economy, okay? My Mustang gets about 18 miles to the gallon. But when I'm at a stoplight, what's it getting?
0.
0. That's affecting my average. Okay.
Did you put this on YouTube?
Yeah, I put everything on YouTube. The podcast that Keita and I did called Splits Get Chicks, that's what Keita Bussey said, has been watched 21,000 times in 8 days.
You get any?
And it's going to get me murdered by Tom Castro.
Well, he never takes anything personally, right?
Yeah, right. Can you see it okay? Can everybody see that okay?
Yeah.
Damn, Ronnie Dangerfield pants.
That's Chris Britt pants.
So I forgot about these guys here next to the RO. What's funny about the RO is he stopped shooting for a while, and then he came back as a gay man, and he was so out that he was propositioning other shooters. It was just a weird thing to know him before.
Sounds like a Florida thing.
And then have him come out as like the gayest dude ever. It was weird.
I bet that one will do well.
Like most gay shooters, you wouldn't know that right away. He was like, "Oh, I'm the gayest guy ever. I'll do you right now." Like that's how he behaves. What? Yeah, it's very unsettling. Don't film that. Headshot. I outran the cameraman. Still on fire. Still smoldering. I destroyed that thing.
Is that USPSA?
Yeah. Headshots. Dot in the middle of every target. Did you hear the visual patience there, Bert, right at the end? So this is not point shooting. And the mistake people make is they only want to reload. Hey! Oh, sorry. Hey! I threw my cigars in the trash, just so you know. Did it for your kids. I won't do it for me, but I'll do it for your kids. I should be as valuable as them, right?
Mm-hmm. You should be.
Okay. The mistake people want to make here is they only want to reload the bad ones. So here's what happens. Oh, I screwed up. I got to do a mental reshoot. Now the mental reshoot is a negative impact. Right? If you're only going to do one, reload the great ones. How great, Tom, how great do you feel after you crush a stage?
Awesome.
Would you like that feeling to be with you the rest of the match?
100%.
Then do a mental reshoot.
Absolutely.
If you burn down stage 1, you can burn it down 6 times before stage 2. Mm-hmm. If you celebrate the swing and not the hole in one, that's the other danger. If you puff out your chest, this got JB into a little bit of trouble. Mm-hmm. When he started putting 30% on people, puff out his chest a little bit, I put 30% on people. He got slightly lazy on his process. Mm-hmm. He began assuming the result instead of reinforcing the process.
Comfortable margin became comfortable, right?
I wouldn't call it that.
No.
That's a different distinction. What I'm talking about is he started trying to put 30% on people instead of executing his process.
He wanted the cake instead of the recipe.
Right. Mm-hmm. In your journal, when you write, my goal is to shoot 65%, that's cool. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it by doing these things. That's the part you left out.
By Senator.com.
Winning is an output, not an input.
Man, your changes are confusing to me sometimes.
Have fun.
Because now I got to learn new words.
Outcome instead of process.
Yes. Okay, so the mental reshoot works like this. You know what's really weird? Something very strange just happened. When I looked at your videos, the way this shirt fits, I don't feel skinny today like I had the other days. So now, like, my self-image wonders if I've lost weight. Isn't that weird? Because my last memory is my next expectation. So I'm like, I just lost 20 pounds. Why doesn't it look that way? It still looks that way, right? Okay, good. See, that's so weird. That's self-image, right? I should feel skinny, but when I looked at those clips, I didn't. Tuck my shirt. Now I feel skinny.
Yeah.
And by the way, the big mistake shooters make is they evaluate something that they're not working on. Now, if I don't shoot well when I'm thinking about my feet, should I evaluate the targets in training? Yes or no?
Can you say that again, please?
If I'm working on my feet, are the targets super important?
No.
No. And then if I know I don't shoot well when I'm thinking about my feet, should I ever think about them in competition?
No.
Right. Right. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Now, you can show them something you want them to do. Like if it's important to come in on your left foot for some reason,
Yep.
you can show that to your body. Like you can walk it that
Walk
way,
through, yeah.
but don't turn it into conscious thought. Like keep it silent.
Yeah.
Okay? Like walk it 20 times, but take the words out as soon as you can. Because if you're thinking about left foot, what are you not thinking about?
Right.
Dot in the middle of the target. Right? Evaluate it. Great, okay, or needs work. Where's the correction? In training, diagnose and delete. Identify the solution as soon as possible and employ it. Lonnie gave us such a great example. We didn't talk about the thing. We just immediately went to the solution. Immediately. Hey, that was awesome. Do it again with the dot in the middle of the target. If we had took her aside and scolded her for 30 minutes, she might not ever come back. Like that could scar her, right, Lonnie? That's possible, right? If Larry had taken you over there and lectured you for 45 minutes about gun safety, you might not ever come back. Seriously, she might not ever come back. I wouldn't, right? If I showed up at this club and I did something dumb and I got lectured, I ain't coming back. I'm out. Peace out. Now, if she does it, if she did it a second time, we have to have a conversation about that. But she's safe. It's perfect. Okay. Like your visualization, with sight, especially iron sights. Have you ever shot a stage and not really ever saw your sights?
Yes.
We all have. That's kind of scary. Oh, by the way, do you want to hear my story about how I won my national? I have one national title. You want to hear how I won it? Okay. So we were shooting open and production, and they put me on both super squads. Scared the living crap out of me. My self-image did not belong there. I thought USPSA was playing a prank on me. If I'd known mental management, I would have said, oh, USPSA thinks I belong here, therefore I belong here. Because Grandmaster was kind of rare back then. Like, there weren't 100 Grandmasters. There were maybe 30. Because we didn't know how to, well, I knew how to do it. People thought it wasn't possible for an average person. But remember, because when I play guitar, I'm doing Joe Satriani things, not Kid Next Door things. Like, I'm holding myself to that standard. So when I found out you could be a Grandmaster, I was like, well, of course I'm going to do that. Why wouldn't I? That's kind of what I do, right? The open squad, I was nervous. My goal was a clean match. Why is a clean match the wrong goal?
Because you don't want it all clean. You gotta work on other stuff too.
What? Louder, please.
Because a clean match is not. You don't want to aim for always hitting the center of the target.
The clean match is the wrong goal because I shot scared. I under-tried.
Conservative.
I slowed down to get my hits.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't know back then, center of the dot, call the shot. I mean, I was a very accurate shooter, but I thought like everybody else did, it meant slowing down. In an open, can you slow down ever for any reason?
No.
No, you cannot.
Drag race.
Right. Everything happens fast. Like those guns have to be shot quickly to work well. You gotta shoot them fast. It's like aerodynamics on cars. You don't drive them fast enough, they don't stick.
Yeah.
Open guns the same. You gotta shoot them fast. PCC is the same. You gotta shoot it fast. So I came in, I shot a clean match until I got to my very last stage, and I had 8 shots left. I had 2 targets out in the open, and then you go down the alleyway. Like these are the last shots of the match, and I've got a clean match. And I go, boom, 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 boom. And that shot was a mic and cost me my goal of a top 16 finish, that one shot, because I was nexting instead of nowing. Right? I nexted when I should have nowed. And I ran and finished up, and then I got to the production match, and the pressure's off. I got no skin in this game. I haven't practiced in production. I fired the gun like 4 times to make sure it still
Your
worked.
self-image was like this.
Huh?
Your self-image was like this.
Well, let's come back to that. Okay. First, the first stage had 2 Texas Stars at 15 yards through windows, and I was the second shooter. Chuck, thank God for Chuck Anderson because he was the first shooter. He was the second, and I was nervous. Do you guys know who Dave Savizny is?
Yeah.
So Dave Savizny's on the squad, and he's a fan of mine. Like we're buds. Like he admires me, and that's a big deal because at that time he was the best production shooter that there was. And he turned to me and he goes, "Steve, you got sights on your gun?" And I said, "Dave Savizny, of course I have sights on my gun. What a dumb question." He says, "Use them."
Oh.
And my self-image went from this to this. Because Dave Savizny has given me a job that I can do. Right? Dave Savizny didn't say, go fast and you might be in the top 10. He said, use your sights. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I don't know how to win High Master Production Nationals. I don't know how to do that. But I do know how to use my sights. And when I did, I got my national title. 2009, I don't know, 2000 and something, I am a national champion. I'm the high production master shooter of USPSA. So I am a national champion. And it took me 20 years to realize that. Because I didn't call that a national title, but it is. It's a national title. My self-image didn't want it. Because it wasn't, I didn't win.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely a winning performance. And then something else happened. On the 3rd stage, Dave Savizny comes to me and he says, that's the Steve Anderson I've been waiting to see. Give me more of that. Because I wasn't scared. Right? I wasn't scared anymore. In open, because I wanted a clean match, I was scared. Right? In production, I was using my sights. And the point is, you could get a mic and you could get a no-shoot. It's very unlikely if you're using your sights, but it could happen. And the other reason a clean match is not a good goal is because you don't need it to win at nationals. The winner never has a clean match. The only one who wins with a clean match is Eric Raffel. He's the only one. Eric Raffel just won, had to be carry optics with 0 deltas, 0 mics.
Extreme Cup, yeah. Oh, no, I'm talking.
It was
yeah,
nationals.
No,
It was the one where you beat
carry
Cyber.
optics, yeah, 2024, yeah.
0 deltas, 0 mics. That's a pretty good way to shoot, right? So let's talk about Raffel for just a minute. Raffel's thing is a very, very, very high volume of live fire, like 3,000 rounds a day. Has anybody ever heard of predictive shooting?
I've heard of it, yeah.
He's the best in the world. Predictive shooting means he knows what his sight is going to do, so he doesn't have to wait to confirm it. He still sees it. But like you, for example, you have to see your dot come up and then see it come down. If you shoot 1,000 rounds a day for 30 days, you're going to know what it does. And you're not reacting to it, you're predicting it.
I mean, well,
You see the difference?
You do that when CZ builds a whole facility around you. And
Don't assume you need your own facility. It requires a ton of live fire.
Well, that too.
Well, you've got money. If you shot 1,000 rounds a day for 30 days, Think about how different you would be. Yeah. My point is, that amount of live fire is required to be a good predictive. She's the best one in the world. There's nobody better than him in predictive shooting. Because of tons of live fire.
Let me ask you this. So, taking that into account, if those 2 drills we did yesterday with the safe shot on the part time and the shot calling at the different distances and transition spaces, if you did that for 30 days, could you get good at predictive shooting?
Yes.
With nothing else?
Yes.
You don't have to do the whole movement stuff. You ain't got to set up a stage. If you did those.
You didn't ask me about getting good at movement. You asked me about getting good at predictive shooting.
Right.
Oh, well, okay. So, okay. Not including movement.
Right. If you did a thing for 1,000 rounds for 30 days, you'd get very good at it.
1,000 rounds a day?
Sure. Or 100 rounds.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
keep in mind, we're talking about a guy that wins the world shoot every time he goes. This is not a Deshaun thing. This is a winner of the world shoot thing. Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, it's a different lifestyle. Winning the world shoot is like being married to shooting. Like, it's not a thing that a normal person can do. Not with a normal lifestyle. What are you contemplating?
No, because now I'm applying the dumb versus smart to this. So instead of being able to do, let's say 1,000 reps a day, being able to break that down into smart reps over a longer period of time.
No substitute for reps.
Huh?
No substitute for reps.
At that point, the margin is so small that you can't science your way through it.
So smart reps and dumb reps are the same number. Okay. You need
so you're gonna just need reps.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Smart
Okay.
reps don't go to the subconscious any faster than dumb ones.
Because the requirement, the level in which you're trying to get to is totally different.
Please don't try to hack the reps.
No, I'm not. I'm just
asking.
asking.
It's going to take the same number of smart reps as it is dumb reps.
I just had it in my head.
It'll for sure save you time.
Yeah, save you time in the sense that you're practicing the correct thing over and over again. If you're doing dumb reps, you're probably doing a lot of the correct ones, but there's going to be some stuff that's wrong in there.
And you don't really know what you're doing. But
Yeah.
Joey doesn't care what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just doing a lot of it.
Right.
So he's bulking it.
Like, he literally doesn't. He would actually rather do it for an hour than 20 minutes because it's a workout. Like, I can't wait to do 100 reps because that's my cardio for the day.
Yeah, I can see that.
He says, good. Let's do it for another hour. Good. Whereas you're thinking, I don't want to do this for 6 hours. Joey's like, I want to do it for 8 hours, but the sun's going down.
Yeah.
Like, he's a different animal.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Point of anticipation for your range at some point. And we're actually doing very good on time. We're doing better than I thought. We're going to go to the range. How do you want to shoot when you get there, Sophie?
Better than I did yesterday.
That's not possible. Not by itself. Are you going to do something different to shoot better?
Visualize more.
So now she has a plan. If she tries to shoot better, she'll overtry. That's the problem with reshoots. If you had a great run and they give you a reshoot and you do it better, what's going to happen?
We're going to think that every time you shoot it again, it's going to be better.
And better usually means what?
Overtry.
If you shot it in 19 seconds and you did it and you want to do it better, what does that mean? You want to shoot it in
less time.
Right. And what does that cause? Visual impatience,
Right.
which causes poor shots, which lowers your hit factor. Right. Your job is to do it correctly. And the mistake shooters make is they don't know how they did it. Shooters have great runs and they don't know how they did it. Where does that exist in any other sport? Like a race car driver wins a race. He doesn't know how he did it. Nonsense. He knows exactly how he did it, but shooters don't know. The reason they don't know is because they're never happy. And because they're never happy, they don't have anything to duplicate. Right?
Predictive shooting.
Oh, dear.
No, just one question. It's fine. Does those incredible amount of reps, does it have to happen consistently, or like those 30 days, or does it have to be once. Okay, so like in 6 months, do you have to do that every day for 6 months, or do you or can you do it 30
You
days?
need a consistently high level of live fire.
Okay.
There's no magic number. You need to be shooting a lot of ammo, a lot. So when Steger won his first nationals, he did what's called a shooting camp, and now you know that Kita Bussey made him do it. He didn't tell you that before. She made him do it, and he fired 1,000 rounds a day for 7 or 10 days. And when he got back, he said 12-yard partials are now burn targets because that was his assignment. I need you to go shoot 1,000 rounds a day, leave your phone at home, and go shoot 1,000 rounds a day on 12-yard partials, and you'll win the world shoot.
On 12-yard partials, and that's any variation of partials.
You're misunderstanding the exercise. You're misunderstanding the point.
Okay.
The point is, go do this thing for 1,000 rounds a day, and you'll win. And the thing could have been anything. It could have been swingers. It could have been, but they identified that was his only weakness against Eric Raffel. So he went and practiced his weakness for 1,000 rounds a day for 7 or 10 days, and he won. There's no shortcut, bro.
Now
I just
my
realized
life is about to change drastically.
Good.
And I'm about to start working from home.
Good.
And I'm going to have more time to get to the range to do this live fire.
Wear your rig. Put your rig on when you get up in the morning.
Right.
Take it off when you go to bed.
Okay, I got that part.
Doesn't show on video.
Huh?
It doesn't show on video.
Okay. Preset. You're going to a match. Later today, you're going to shoot a match. We're going to shoot some number of stages. Okay? How do you want to feel when you get there?
Great.
What are you going to do?
Confident.
Visualize.
Okay. What else are you going to do?
Strategize.
Okay. When timer goes off, what are you going to do?
Execute.
How? You've got to be more
Do the
specific than
now.
that. If she's freaking out on match one, on stage one, and you're not there and you say execute, it's going to piss her off.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know what that means. What can she do specifically?
Go for zeros. Shoot zeros.
How?
The red dot in the middle.
Yes!
All the
Put the
shots.
dot in the middle of the target. If you'll let it be that simple, your anxiety will be diminished so greatly. If you call me at stage one of the world shoot and you want to win a highlight and you say, Steve, I'm freaking out. What do? I'll say, Sophie, can you get a subconscious stage plan? And the answer is,
Yes.
can you put the dot in the middle of the target?
Yes.
Do that. You're already feeling better. The first client I had in mental management outside of shooting was this athlete. He was a boxer and a basketball player. He got put on the track team. And he went to his first meet, and the coach needed him to win his event so they could win the meet. And he was nervous, super nervous. He'd never done it before. It's his first meet. It's a big one. He said, Steve, I'm freaking out. I said, okay, that's cool. If I was in your position, what advice would you give me? He goes, oh, it's so easy. If you're in front, stay there. If you're not, chase the leader. I said, can you do those things? He goes, of course I can do those things. I said, cool, do those things. How you feeling now? Great. And he won. Because he knew what to do. He didn't know how to win the race. But he did know how to get in front and stay there. And he did know how to chase the leader. He did know those things. Give yourself a job you know how to do. You don't know how to do a lot of things right now. But you do know how to put the dot in the middle of the target, right? So do what you know. Dry fire just makes you faster put the dot in the middle of the target, guys. That's all it does. Okay. When you get done with your match, and we're going to go through all these steps, you're going to do something that most people are not willing to do. 99%, maybe higher. I want to say 99.9% of shooters are not willing to spend 10 minutes a day writing a book about their best shooting and how to duplicate it. They're not willing to do it. They'll buy a new gun for $10,000. They'll take every class they can think of. They'll spend thousands on classes. They'll buy an HBR. What they won't do is spend 10 minutes writing a book about their best shooting. And I don't know why. Listen to this.
Oh gosh, that's all I hear about sometimes in these groups is HBR, all the virtual stuff. Like, goodness gracious.
I learned the fake yawn, quiet eye, and loose muscles provide the epitome of hyperbole in presentation. Effortless excellence. Effortless excellence. How good's that guy going to shoot when he goes to his match?
Better than he writes, I hope.
Huh?
Better than he writes.
Oh, let's try it again. Okay, so this is dry fire journal. Event, daily dry fire. Location, basement. Conditions, basement-y. My objective, clean runs in match mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dry firing for speed today.
Mm-hmm.
I got a match coming up.
Mm-hmm.
My objective is clean runs in match mode. Percent of time I ran my mental system correctly, 100%. Is that guy feeling good going to the match?
Yep.
He just demonstrated his mental games at 100%. He documented it. He wrote it down. Percent of time I ran my technical system correctly, 100%. This is a perfect shooter.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a guy that used to work on draws and transitions and shot calling. This is a perfect shooter who's going to this match. He's perfect.
Yeah.
He just wrote it down. With the things he can control, he's perfect. Okay? Today I learned the fake yawn, quiet eye, and loose muscles provide the epitome of hyperbole in presentation. Effortless excellence. Is that guy going to overtry?
Mm-mm.
Is he worried about his draw?
Mm-mm.
Does he know how to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Today, I learned that 2 mental reps for each physical reps make me faster and more precise. So I learned that doing 2 mental reps make me faster. Is that useful information at the match?
Yeah.
Because I want to be fast, right? And it's okay to want to be fast. I demonstrated that I know how to do it. Okay? I'm looking for a solution to nothing. Nothing. I know everything I need to know to be successful. Okay? It's inspiring, isn't it? Today, I shot 99% clean runs in match conditions. My process is codified and bulletproof. Yawn, visualize, quiet eye, point of focus. I know that's going to be a good one. I know it. I don't know if I'm going to win. Can't control that. I don't know if I'm going to shoot a master class score to Sean, but I know this will produce 99% good runs.
The fake yawn, quiet eye, relaxed muscles, and point of focus.
Today, check this guy out. Today, my draws were fast, effortless, and precise. Rimfire presentations are quick and accurate with quiet eye stare. Today, my mental reps contributed to my speed, because I want to be fast. Today, my mental reps contributed to my speed as I relaxed my hands and arms with right arm at 90 degrees. Perfect. So I know if I relax my muscles and put this arm at 90%, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't write is first shot needs work. I didn't write transitions are lagging behind. I didn't write any of that.
You didn't write any of the bad stuff because you want to be.
There is no bad stuff.
You want to write all the good stuff.
There is no bad stuff right before a match. There can't be.
Oh, okay.
There can't be. There can't be bad stuff before a match. Doesn't mean I'm complacent. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop working. It means prior to the bad match, there's nothing wrong with me. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Friday night. This is Friday night. I got a match to shoot in 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really want to be thinking about what needs work? No, there's no reason to. I won that match. Oh, look at this. Here's how the match went. Today I ran my mental system. Objective, produce a winning performance, center dot, call shot. I didn't write win the match because I can't control that. I wrote produce a winning performance by centering the dot and calling the shot. Mental system, 100%. Technical system, 98%. My mental game was 100%. My technical system was 98. Okay? I shoot my best. I had my buddy's girlfriend write, because I was like, hey, Jennifer, I need you to write this down. I shoot my best when I'm bored. My lazy stare is cobra-like. I learned to buy match ammo. I learned rimfire ammo likes heat. I didn't know that. I'm a grandmaster. I did not know that rimfire doesn't work under 40 degrees. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like, I should know that, but I've never competed in a rimfire division before.
Get some hand warmers.
I did. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
You think it'll ever happen again? Do you think it'll ever happen again? Cold ammo? Nope. Because I wrote it down. Okay? I learned to zero at 35 yards. So I was calling good shots on a 35-yard refrigerator, but I wasn't getting hits.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to zero that gun at 35 yards, which I've never done. That was dumb. I'm not going to do it again. Today I learned to shoot board and was able to quiet eye all day. Today I learned hand warmers in gun is good and I can chalk the gun in the holster. Like, I didn't know that. Okay? Today I learned that yawning produces the boredom that makes me a cobra. You see how cobra keeps coming up? Because visually that's fast. Like, I like that vision. So I want to be a cobra. And now I know how to do it. Today I learned to get even better at shot calling. So I did address the shot calling. Because with my rimfire gun, I was calling good shots at 35 yards, but I wasn't getting hits. And then I learned later that I just couldn't hear them. I actually was hitting the target. But at 35 yards, I couldn't hear it. Because it's pop, pop. It's a long time. But I've not practiced with that gun, so I don't know that. It's okay, sweetie. I'm not angry.
It's a visual thing.
I'm looking, but I couldn't trust it because I've literally never practiced steel challenge to Sean in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I have not one time gone to the range and practiced steel challenge. Not a single time. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty important statement, right? You know the power of that. Like, I've never practiced this sport. I dry fired it for a week and went to a match. Like, I've never gone to the range and I don't even know what the stage plans are. I shot whatever stage plan my roommate told me to shoot. I got no clue. Okay? But if I shoot the plan he gives me, do I have confidence in that plan?
Depends. I mean,
He studies the sport.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Is that more confidence in that plan than something I come up with?
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Positive imprints. This is the right way to shoot this. I have to worry about it.
And then it's execution.
Right. If we go to a stage and I tell you how to shoot it, are you feeling confident about the plan?
Yeah.
If you think of your own plan, are you less confident?
Probably not. You have all the experience.
Right. Positive imprints. Check this out. Today, I was within 2 seconds of a Steel Challenge Master. I didn't write. Today, I didn't win. I wrote, I was within 2 seconds of a guy who's been shooting this sport for a decade.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's a positive imprint.
Right. Right. I shot so bored. Today, I impressed the peanut gallery on several occasions with my current level of skill.
Not the peanut gallery.
I'm literally shooting, and a guy goes, wow, he's fast. And I'm like, damn right I am. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Okay? Today, I prepared well for chilly weather. Today, I had smooth, precise draws by being bored and yawning. So the connection is, if I let my face go slack and I get disinterested and I yawn, I'm going to have good draws. So if I ever worry about my draw, I know what to do. It's documented. Do this, do that, okay? Today, I trusted my speed and got 100% of my current level of skill. Today, and I addressed the loss here. Today, I got, it's not the loss. Okay, let's just call it what it is. I addressed the loss, okay? Today, I got inspired to work even harder. That's how I addressed the loss. Not by saying, today I came in second, boo-hoo. Today, I got inspired. I'm so glad it happened, because if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't want to work. Now I'm like, I'm so glad I got beat, because I'm going to kick that guy's ass next time. Like, there's a fire that wasn't there before. Okay? Today, I produced a winning performance with a now proven process. I know how to do this every time. This athlete knows what to do to produce a winning performance. Okay? I am becoming a Steel Challenge Grandmaster. It's powerful stuff. It isn't draws need work. It isn't first shot is slow. Those things are true. My first shot is slow. But it ain't written down here. It ain't written down before the match. This guy doesn't have any problems. This guy knows how to succeed. Okay? Pretty awesome. Okay. You missed the best journal entry of all time. For a bunch of shit.
I dosed and resolved that. That's right. I'm going through my reload phase right now.
Hey, no job is finished until the paperwork's done. Okay. Can you believe that one person, literally one, is signed up for a class on how to use a performance journal that costs $150 and comes with a $200 Hunter's HD Gold gift certificate.
Hey, Steve, when are we going down?
To the range?
Yes.
2 hours?
In 2 hours?
Yeah.
In 2 hours. Okay.
Can you guys believe that? Like, how to use a journal. The class is $150, and it includes a $200 gift certificate. So, like, they're making $50 by taking this class, and one person signed up. That's how dumb people are. I'm not going to write a journal. This Anderson guy, he didn't know anything about winning. Like, how dumb are these? Like, it's dumb, right? You can make $50 learning how to do a performance journal, and they won't do it.
Some things you can't give away.
Would you like to be a sponsored shooter? Yes or no? Sophie, you would? Okay. Your self-image is the letter you'd send to your sponsor. Dear Glock, I tank classifiers, I'm lousy on steel, and it takes me 3 stages to get warmed up before I shoot well. Can I please have a gun and be on your team? How's that going to work for you? How about this? Hey, Glock, I always win high lady at every match I go to. I'm pleasant and fun. People like to be around me, and I'm incredibly polite. My dad drives an awesome van, and we go to matches all over the country. Can I please have a gun and be on your team? See the difference? Mm-hmm. Deshaun, your self-image is the letter your sponsor receives. Does that make sense, guys? You're not going to lie. Like, you wouldn't say, hey, I'm Matt, I'm the greatest shooter ever. You'd say, hey, I'm Matt. I'm a new shooter. I'm learning quickly. I've got mental management behind me, and I'm doing really well. Can I represent your brand? That's your self-image. Not, I'm a new shooter. I just got in here. My stage plans suck, and I'm slow. That's your self-image. It's not the letter you send. It's the letter the sponsor receives. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Man, I love this stuff. Okay. And not a single person signed up for mental management without the rage time. Not one. Mm-hmm. Not a single person. But the mental game is 90%. Yeah. And I can't let somebody make $50 to fill out a journal. Like, I can't give them $50 for an hour and a half to fill out a journal. Like, what are we doing here? This is how to win the Olympics. Not interested. Laney says it's the most important thing. Don't care. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Not you. I just mean, people in general. Yeah. Oh, the mental game's 90%. Anderson wants 350. No. I'll go see Dave Wampler for another class. And I'm not disparaging you. Don't misunderstand. When I get excited, sometimes I do things. Ooh, I'm going to change that. When I get excited, I choose my words more carefully. See what I did there? Your preset, choose and rehearse how you want to feel. Do that actively. Is anybody signed up for a big match?
Maryland or two.
No, April 4th.
Every thought you have about that match needs to be controlled in your favor. How often do you think about that match, Tom?
World shoot?
Yeah.
Every day.
What are your thoughts? Tell the truth.
I need to prepare better.
Okay. Are you doing that?
No.
Then you need to start.
Yeah.
Don't think you need to do something and not do it. Because that will damage self-image. I should needs to be I will. And we're going to cover that in a minute.
Well, because I shouldn't becomes I didn't.
Why are you not? Is there a time? What's the problem?
No, there's no problem.
Are you afraid of preparing well and doing poorly? Be honest. Are you afraid to do a bunch of work and get a bad result?
No, I'm afraid to raise my level of commitment to the point that I think it needs to be in order to deliver the performance that I want.
Why are you afraid of that?
Because of the things I would have to give up in order to be able to do it.
How long do you need to give them up? How long do you need to give them up?
2 months.
Can you make up for it when it's over?
Yes.
Is your family okay with that?
Have to live with it, but yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
So what's the problem? The problem is his self-image is afraid. His self-image is afraid of this other guy. Because his self-image doesn't know that guy. You don't know that guy. Mm-hmm. Your family doesn't know that guy. Mm-hmm. So you're afraid to become that guy. So the whole next class is about that guy. Mm-hmm. So I totally understand shortchanging your family for a short period of time. I think if you explain it to them, they'll support you. Because I've seen it. I think if you tell them, hey, Dad I need 2 months to be selfish. 2 months. And when it's over, we will do this thing. We will do this thing. We will go karting. Whatever it is they like to do, we'll do all of those things. But I need 2 months for something that's important to me. And that may or may not be the right terminology, but that's what I would say. If I had it, and think about this, little Benji, how proud of you is he going to be? Like, you're going to be the coolest dad on the planet. And all he has to do is get through 60 days of, and it's not like you're going to ignore him.
Go anywhere. Yeah.
Right. He's got to get through 60 days of you working on yourself. I think he would love to give you that gift. I think he would love you to have that. Don't you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want that for him?
Yeah.
If he had to go to boarding school for 60 days to become a rocket scientist, would you want that for him?
Absolutely.
He wants it for you. Pretty cool. All right. Rehearsing the mental process, a little tricky. It can be literally whatever you want. It provides positive imprints. Like for me, Steel Challenge, rehearsing the mental process is visualizing and shooting the stage as well. In USPSA, you can't necessarily do that, or can you? Could you design a stage and then shoot it mentally?
Yeah.
You could. If there's a particular part of mental management that's a silver bullet for you, do that. Rehearse the mental process really means care for the self-image. Because didn't everybody draw self-image in their smallest circle? Like, didn't you all do that? Okay. So the only fix for self-image is positive imprints. Okay. After the conversation with Larry yesterday, I had to repair my self-image, and you may or may not have seen me do it, but I had to repair myself because I took a big hit. That's never, ever happened to me before. So I had to do a lot of soul searching, and Deshaun helped me, right? And my self-image is fine.
You said if there's a part of mental management that serves as a silver bullet for you, do that, right?
Yeah. Like for me, rehearsing the mental process for my first Steel Challenge match was getting obsessed with sitting on the dot and calling the shot, because it's the answer to all of my fears. Like, everything I'm worried about is prevented by putting the dot in the middle of the target. Everything. Embarrassing myself, losing my career, people talking bad about me, coming in 19th place at a Steel Challenge match. Like, sit on the dot, call the shot is the solution to all of that. What if, sit on the dot, call the shot. Like, it's everything.
Answer or solutions?
Same thing. Dude, I was legitimately scared. Like, I was really scared. I don't mind telling you, I was scared to death. My hands were shaking on the second stage. Not the first stage, but the second stage. Literally shaking. I was so nervous. Yeah.
So, not to harp on the predictive shooting, but to apply that same concept to this, where you were talking to Tom about, I need X amount of time to be selfish to accomplish X. Can you do that for every major match? Hey, family, I need 2 weeks to be selfish to go to, Area 6.
That's up to you, dude.
To be able to accomplish.
I know your son would gladly give you that time.
Right. So it's you can apply that massive amount of live fire training to get good, to go to Area 6,
of course,
to dominate, right?
Of course.
And like I said, that's why I said not to apply it to just predictive shooting, but to practice on the shot calling, the drawing, and the transitional work.
Yeah. So more specifically, the time before a big match is not for improving techniques, it's for improving match mode.
Well, right.
The last thing I want you doing prior to Area 6 is working on your footwork. He would tell you the same thing.
Right.
That's 30 days out, not 10. 10 days out is for match mode.
Right.
10 days out is for practice competing, not shooting. Okay?
Which would be your shot calling.
Now I can be warm and feel skinny. I don't have that billowy shirt on anymore.
Which would be
Don't I look skinnier now? I feel skinnier now.
Which would be your shot calling, transition, your center to dot call to shot, drawing, stuff we worked on yesterday. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Positive imprints. That's what it really means. Whatever you're going to do must have positive imprints. The interesting thing about self-image, and we're gonna get to that in a minute, the cool thing about self-image is it can be repaired as quickly as it is damaged. Like you can fix it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to do it, and if you can, I don't want to say stomach it, but some people need to. If you can stomach like Richard, your age group may have trouble with positive imprints. The psychologist won't. Like Dan won't have any trouble because he knows the power of it. But, and I may be wrong about you too, but I associate your generation with negative reinforcement. Is that true or not true?
It was very true with my parents.
Okay.
I used to run a lot of karate katas through my head. And
Oh,
that's
what?
how I improved. Karate katas are forms. I used to teach a lot of that stuff.
So you know there's no substitute for reps.
I'm sorry?
You know there's no substitute for reps.
Repetition.
No, it's like sword work. You gotta do 1,000 cuts to make an improvement.
Yeah,
Yeah, repetition is key.
it's everything. And did your sport talk about evaluating the reps in a positive way ever?
Your body generally, no, it did not. Karate's a funny thing.
Did it teach you to be critical of the reps?
Yes,
And how does that affect self-image?
that really wasn't addressed.
What?
It really wasn't addressed.
How did you personally do it?
Just kept practicing.
So that is a thing, right? Meaning, if I'm having low quality practice for whatever reason, by whatever standard, but I imprint, I'm doing the work, it's fine.
Morihei Ueshiba, who was the founder of Aikido, said there are no perfect
There's no perfect practice.
there's no perfect, what did he say? How did he say? The perfect results come from perfect practice, basically, I'm paraphrasing.
Sure.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and just without spending too much time here, the second biggest problem in the sport is negative imprints during training. That's the second biggest problem. I can't, I didn't, it wasn't. Now, what's the biggest problem in the sport? You guys remember that one?
Conscious control speed.
Correct. In competition.
In competition.
In training, you have to consciously control your speed. And when people hear me say that, what they think I'm saying is going fast. Going slow is just as dumb. Because both of them eliminate subconscious skill. Right? If I tell Lonnie to slow down, her 6-second run turns into a 30-second run. But if I tell her to put the dot in the middle of the target, 6 turns into 9. Because you don't have to go slow to put the dot in the middle of the target. You don't have to go slow to get a good sight picture. You just can't shoot until you have one. Okay? All right. We're going to go over this on the range. But determine the strategy, stage plan, rehearse it, commit. We're going to go through all that. When you're called, so the point of initiation is nothing more than being ready to shoot when you're called to the line. It's sort of a check mark for the previous boxes. Like, I'm ready to go. And you know the difference, right? Have you gone to a match yet?
No.
Okay. When you go to a match and you hear your name, you're either going to be, let's do this, or I'm not ready to do this. Right? When you hear your name, you're either ready or not.
That's right.
And it's kind of it's good, yes or no.
We've got a curse of the B's like you've got the curse of the A's. You get over things fast.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing that you could do that would be a huge advantage, once you get a match or two under your belt, if you volunteered to go first, you would save yourself years of frustration. Like if you were just the guy that wants to go first,
Yeah.
you'd be so good at that. So
I'm going first, too.
So I was good because people are afraid of it. Are you afraid of going first, Deshaun? See, he's gotten over it. You will be afraid to go first at your first couple of matches, and you shouldn't at your first match. But once you if you volunteer to go first at your first match,
I feel like that's a really good idea.
It's a great idea.
I have nothing to prove.
Right.
I'm all improvement.
If you face the thing that most people are afraid of, it's one less thing you got to be afraid of. Right? And that's 100% mental. 100%. Like, literally, what difference does it make if Tom goes first or third?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he makes it different and makes it a negative imprint, then it's a problem.
Right.
But by itself, like if he shoots at 135 or 142, like what difference does it make? You know.
I like to say, I don't get better by waiting.
Now, if there's weather coming, going first, I'd be like, hey, I want to go first, you know. And on the subject of weather, you need to train in any weather in which you are willing to compete. For example, Sophie, are you willing to compete in light rain?
Yes.
Do you train in light rain?
No.
Then you need to. Are you willing to compete in a hurricane?
Yes.
You are. Then you need to practice in a hurricane. I don't think you're going to hold the match.
Go find a hurricane?
Are you willing to compete in a blizzard? Whiteout conditions.
No.
Then you don't have to practice. Are you willing to compete if it's 37 degrees?
Yes.
Do you practice at 37 degrees?
Usually. But...
You need to. That's my point, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. Do you know what your dot does on the rain? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you good at bag targets?
Yes.
That's good. Okay. So if you're, like my roommate, such a wimp. He's like, I don't know, man. It's supposed to be in the low 40s. I might skip this one. I was like, what is that? Like, what are we doing here? I'm going to go see Van Halen. Oh, it's raining. I'm like, what are we doing here? 42?
It's Van Halen.
Okay. Point of alignment is make ready. Point of focus, look at something small. Choose your last or only thought. We're going to cover that. You will learn later today your percentage of satisfaction with your run is the exact same as your percentage of surrender to your point of focus. Meaning if you say center the dot and you surrender to it 75% and 25 thinking speed, you're going to be 75% happy with your shots. Like it's the same number. And Sophie, if you say center the dot, but you're thinking about your feet with 5%, you're going to be 90%, you're 95% happy with your run.
Can you, I know the answer to this is you can't. You can't focus on two things.
No.
So when we talk about, at the range yesterday, we talked about cider trigger, cider trigger,
Mm-hmm.
cider trigger. And yet I feel like I need to have the sight in the center of the target, but I also need to manage the trigger.
Okay.
How do you do both? Or do you
At the risk of committing another Larry, I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you smart?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think you're smart enough to just know the dot needs to be in the middle of the target without having to remind yourself of that?
I do.
Okay, then you can manage the trigger.
That's what I was thinking.
You can manage. Now, interestingly enough, it's not the beginner shooters that have a problem with the dot in the middle of the target. It's the advanced shooters have the problem. The newer shooters are much more likely to have a trigger problem. It isn't until you get better that you get this idea that you can fire without a good sight picture. Like that happens later. You're smart enough, right? Like I had this guy in mental management, my favorite mental management guy ever. This guy, he was skeptical, he was doubtful, he was dubious. He said, I refused, he literally said out loud, I refuse to believe that all these things can be done subconsciously without conscious thought. And I said, would you believe it from the guy that won the Olympics? He goes, that's a different sport. I said, okay, would you believe it from the master class shooter who's also in this call, who's saying the same thing? I don't believe it's subconscious. He's thinking about it. Okay. Are you willing to try it? I'll try it. Okay. So the next week he comes back to class and he goes, I can't believe how well that worked. All I thought about was putting my dot in the middle of the target and I shot better than I ever have.
Imagine that.
And think about this, dot in the middle of the target is not necessarily something I need to think about, but I do need something to occupy my conscious mind. It could be blueberry muffin, but I don't trust that. I'm literal enough to know. And the other cool thing about centering. Lonnie is about to shoot her first ever scored stage.
This is gonna be cool. Okay. Is that the grip that
And hopefully this will not be photographic evidence of unsafety. I'm sure it'll be fine. She showed up to this class not really knowing what it was, and she actually showed up with I think it was a Browning 22 and 1 magazine that didn't work. She showed up with a Browning bookmark that didn't work.
You know what happened?
I'm actually filming, but yeah, go ahead.
That's a 22 long rifle gun. She was shooting 22 longs,
So I heard you say that. Is there a 22 long still?
Yeah, it's a long rifle case with a short bullet.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
29 grain bullet versus a 40 grain.
No, she's sorry. Ready to go. It's okay.
All right. Go ahead and are you ready? Stand by. Thumb, thumbs. Look at your thumbs. There you go. That's it.
She's firing a red dot 9mm for the second time in her life. Yeah, you did it! Whoa! First stage first score ever! Lonnie! 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 Outstanding! And that's the amazing Tom Byram on RO duties and basic coaching. Excellent safety. She did better on my first stage. Remember, my first stage, I shot every target twice, including all the no-shoots. So her first stage will be better than mine.
Mine was a disaster.
Okay, she just became an A-class shooter because on that run, she did not see her dot for every shot, which is something A-class shooters normally do. So now she's gonna, and she got 7 out of 12 shots. That's very, very good for her first stage. It's actually better than mine. She didn't hit any no-shoots. I hit all of them. And now her job is to put the dot in the middle of the target. So we've simplified the task. Tom is gonna help her locate the target so she doesn't have to worry about that. And she's gonna put the dot in the middle of the target.
That's going to be harder. Okay, you got it. Good. All right.
Lonnie, what's your only job?
There you go. All right.
Tom,
Yes.
ask her what is her only job now?
What is your only job? Look at the green dot and put it. Where's you going to put the green dot? In the center of the target.
Yeah, and it takes what it takes, Lonnie. It takes what it takes. You can do it.
Okay. Are you ready? Stand by. Take all the time you need. Get your thumbs in order. Good, good, good. Get your thumbs in order. See that green dot right on the target.
Make sure she's getting 2 sight pictures, Tom. This makes me so happy. She has zero experience with a dot gun. Look at that position. Yeah, all right. Nicely done. Stage 2. Lonnie, you just shot your first 2 stages. How does it feel?
I love it.
Yeah, and what was it like coming to a competition class as a brand new shooter?
I love it. I'm so excited, and I was afraid I had to leave before I could do this.
You did it. And she got 8 hits that time? 8 out of 12 hits. That is so great, Lonnie. Congratulations.
Nice job.
Really nicely done. Your only job right now is a subconscious stage plan with positive imprints. And you can begin surrendering to your point of focus anytime. Right? If you're going to center the dot and call the shot, that's the only dialogue you need. Richard, do you have it memorized? Okay, and you can close your eyes and see everything?
What?
You can close your eyes and visualize everything you're gonna do? Okay, do that until it's time to shoot. Ideally, you wanna get to 20 and then you can keep going. So this is the part where people will start socializing and not use their visualization time.
Yeah, this is what I did before each one, like the 3-minute preparation period.
Yeah.
You walk through
Yeah.
and figure out where I'm going to, because I've only have 9 rounds to start, 8, after that, depending where the tack, reload, or slide lock.
Yeah.
And that's when you figure out where you're going to go. And see, I still count rounds.
Okay.
People tell me you can't count bullets. That's bull. Count.
So ideally, I think you would sort of count reload positions. Like, do you need to count every round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, normally I'll do positions. If I shoot 3, then I'm modifying it on the fly.
Yeah, and the counting rounds, is that conscious or subconscious?
It's conscious.
Okay. So that I would rather that not be a conscious thing.
Well, I do that in between. I don't do it while I'm shooting.
Oh, okay.
I go boom, boom, okay, 2.
Okay.
Boom, boom, 2. Boom, boom, 2.
Okay. And then I think ideally that should be eliminated because that's conscious thought that may not be necessary. I know.
You're absolutely correct.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Just I do a lot of things that I would not do. That I try to make this
They go to affinity.
like some of the stuff I've seen on the TAC teams and on patrol. And I can't
Oh,
do
so
it.
you're adding an extra layer of defensive
Yeah,
to it.
I'm making it. I try to make it as tactical as possible.
That's perfect.
It's almost impossible in this scenario.
Right.
That's why I asked him, because when you come over here, ideally if you're running from there to there, you want to hit that one first because you're headed in that direction.
Sure.
I would hit that first, then that, then that.
That's totally up to you.
Because
You know you're doing the sport for your reasons.
That's your defensive. That's your defensive scenario.
It's perfect. Hey guys, unless that conversation is about stage plan, be walking and repping. Okay, that's fine. Just be walking and repping. And keep the conversation as short as you can so you can get back to walking and repping. Matt, everybody complains about walkthrough time, so use it wisely. I'm gonna pause the video here so I can make a very impolite noise. Okay, the impolite noise has passed, literally, and now we can go back to the walkthrough.
This has been a full entertainment experience.
Right? How was your class with Anderson? Well, he paused the video to fart loudly, and then he resumed filming. At least I paused it. Dude.
Hey, if you accidentally posted it, just tell them it's a suppressor next door.
Dude, it was so cool. I was at the gun show, and this guy was in there taking a leak, and he farted really loud. It was a great fart. And I complimented on his fart. I was like, dude, that was a great one. He goes, yeah, I thought so. And I said, here's the deal. This is the first ever compliment I've given on a public fart. And he goes, that's weird. It's the first one I've ever received. So we celebrated our firsts.
So it was a good day all
It was
over.
a great day.
My mom was a psych nurse, so she came out. She told me my first limerick. You know, she would come.
Is it appropriate for YouTube? Let's hear it.
There once was a man from Boston who had a little Austin. There was room for his ass and a gallon of gas, but his balls hung out and he lost them.
Here I sit, brokenhearted, tried to poop and only farted.
I'd come home, she'd be stirring stuff on the stove. I'd say, Mom, what's for dinner? She'd say, Confucius say, woman who cooks carrots and peas in the same pot, very unsanitary. That's why I have a weird sense of humor.
All right, let's be getting to 20 reps. Thank you for the limerick time. Please get to 20 reps. There once was a guy nicknamed Geezer who told me a limerick that was a Weezer.
Come on, let's hear the rest of it.
Let's see. I stopped recording. Okay. There once was a guy nicknamed Geezer who kept tater tots in the freezer. His wife was alarmed, but no one was harmed, and now he's afraid every time he sees her.
Yes, it's nice to know. It's nice to know in your retirement years you'll have something if you can't get around on the range.
Well, you know, Deshaun says I'm not a very good rapper, so I got to work on my limericking. All right, where's my shooters? Okay, guys, gather around.
All right, here, safety. Yes, so it's
okay.
Every yonder. Still got that to others.
All right, Matt.
Yes,
do you think you have 20 reps?
I don't know if I got 20, but I got what I needed.
No, you don't.
I don't.
Keep going.
I didn't count,
Keep
so.
going.
Okay.
So you're never done. Like it never stops.
That's true.
And you don't. So I don't count to 20, but I never stop.
Okay.
And unless you're adding detail, you literally can't do too many. So here's the comment I hear most often. When I know the stage extremely well, I shoot my best. And you're kind of new to competition, so you have an opportunity to learn this coming in. So, like for example, I was shooting for probably a year, and we were at lunch, and my buddy was talking about the last stage we shot. I didn't know what he was talking about. Like I shot that stage 30 minutes ago, and I can't remember it. That's when I knew I didn't know the stages well enough. Because I'd kind of, walk around and look at, okay, do this, do that. It was okay. But I was doing so well because I was practicing so much that I didn't know that was a weakness. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
So 20 reps is, just keep doing it. Now, you don't need to keep walking it. If you can close your eyes and visualize it, that's actually better than walking it.
I need to run it. That's what I just was doing.
What do you mean to run it?
At a little bit higher speed.
Do it.
It's different
Yeah,
when you're
go
walking
do it. Go do it. So that's a very common thing. People will do like a handful and then think it's enough. He's a pretty new shooter. In fact, I don't think he's ever even shot a match before. So I'm trying to get him trained up properly. And by the way, I love new shooters. So if anybody's watching this and wants to do a class specifically for new shooters, I would love to do that. Absolutely love it.
Stand by.